Chapter 259. In an instant, the atmosphere was tense. The nascent soul-breaking crossbow was made by Lu Daochen himself. Each arrow was powerful enough to kill an early-stage nascent soul realm beast. Dozens of arrows were fired at the same time. Even the clear cloud demon general was in danger of being injured. However, Jing Yun only sneered in the face of the ballistae. He was certain that Lu Daochen wouldn't dare to shoot because there were two higher realm demon generals here. One of them was named Jin Kun. He had awakened a drop of Golden Mastiff's blood and was already an ordinary member of the Golden Mastiff Spirit clan. The other person was named Carp Companion. He had awakened 1.5 drops of Thunder Dragon blood and was already an ordinary member of the primordial Thunder Dragon race. The death of either of them would infuriate the true spirit clan of the Sky Demon realm. Once Lu Daochen made a move and injured the two generals, he would never be able to ascend to the Heaven Demon domain in this lifetime. Jing Yun glanced at Ning Fan with a cold snort in his heart. His eyes continued to shift and eventually landed on the green-robed demon concubine. Even the arrogant Jing Yun immediately showed a hint of respect in his eyes as he cupped his fists and bowed. "I, Jing Yun, greet the demon concubine." "Yes." The Yao concubine only nodded her head lightly. Not everyone could make her smile. Jing Yun did not know about the demon concubine, but the Cleansing Flame Tribe's demon sealer told her about her identity. This woman was not the Misty Rain Pavilion's top courtesan. This woman was the concubine of the Spirit King of the Sky Demon Realm's Spirit King Palace. The Misty Drizzle Tower might be unfamiliar with the ancient monster clan, but the Spirit King Palace was a colossus. Jing Yun was told by the demon sealer that this demon concubine had two reasons for staying in the Luoyun prefecture. Firstly, he was interested in Lu Daochen's talents and the spirit augmentation technique. He wanted to represent the Spirit King Palace to grant him the right to ascend. Secondly, for the sake of the Star of the Celestial Arch, he had to complete the world map and open the world passage of the Third Realm to find this star. The demon concubine could be considered to have made a great contribution. Let's not talk about the second objective for now. With the first goal in mind, Lu Daochen only needed to rely on the Spirit King Palace and break through to the Void Fragmentation Realm with the help of the demon concubine. Then, ascending to the heavenly demon world was almost certain. With Lu Daochen's shrewdness, there was no way he would harm the demon generals of the upper realm and make enemies for himself in the upper realm. Jing Yun was certain and convinced. Lu Daochen did not dare to make a move. As expected, the black-faced Lu Zhan was filled with killing intent. He couldn't wait to have a feast at Hongmen and kill the 3 generals of the Purifying Flame Tribe. However, Lu Daochen coughed and waved his hand, ordering the crossbowmen to retreat. "Back off. Do not be rude to the demon generals of the upper realm." "Yes." The black-armored crossbowmen retreated one by one. Lu Zhan was unwilling to accept this. He was in his own territory, but he had to be bullied by others. What the hell was this? He glared angrily at Lu Daochen, expressing his displeasure at Lu Daochen's weakness. "Lu Zhan, sit down." "Yes." Lu Zhan gritted his teeth and sat down unwillingly. Most of the other influential figures in the Luoyun prefecture heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, this matter was not blown out of proportion, and it did not escalate to the point of using force. The demon generals of the higher domain were not harmed. That way, Luoyun would not get into huge trouble. Lu Daochen slowly rose to his feet. He reached into his pocket with his crutch and took out a dark red beast skin map. The moment it appeared, Jing Yun, Jin Kun, and Li Ban's eyes burned with desire. Even Ning Fan's eyes lit up. It was just a beast skin map which was only the size of a palm. However, there was an extremely ferocious demonic aura coming from this incomplete map, causing everyone present to shudder at the same time except for Ning Fan and Yao Fei. The realm map. "Lu Daochen, quickly give it to me." Jing Yun took a step forward and tried to snatch it. However, Lu Daochen's eyes shone with a cloudy light. 2 snow-white demon stars appeared in his left eye. The moment the demon stars appeared, Jing Yun's expression changed drastically. He hurriedly retreated with cold sweat on his forehead. Bestowment Star. The second demon star was bestowed by the demon marshal. It contained a great ability that could instantly kill an early divine transformation realm expert. Who do you think you are? How dare you call my name? The realm passage is in my hands. You won't be able to take it away. Lu Daochen fiercely slammed his crutch on the ground. Jing Yun took 3 steps back. He coughed out a mouthful of blood every time he took a step back. His eyes were filled with fear. So this is the Luoyun demon marshal who is known for his benevolence. This person had not shown his might for a long time, causing countless people to look down on him. However, his strength was probably enough to fight a late divine transformation realm expert without a bestowment star. Under the might of the star, even Jin Kun and Li Ban, who were demon generals of the upper world who were used to seeing the second demon star, were filled with astonishment. Jing Yun swallowed his saliva. If it wasn't because he had the backing of a demon general of the upper world, Lu Daochen would have already taken his head. General Yun, please forgive me for my rudeness. Jing Yun gritted his teeth and cupped his fists to apologize. Forgive? Humph. Tell Lu Jiefan to quickly give up his dream of breaking through to the demon martial realm. I will never give him the realm passage. He won't be able to get the star of the heavenly emperor either. Lu Daochen withdrew his aura force and put the realm map back into his robe. He gave Ning Fan a deep look. Then, he returned to his seat like a senile old man. His eyes were filled with approval. He was praising Ning Fan for being able to remain as calm as a mountain after his bestowment star was revealed. He thought to himself, this young man is indeed extraordinary. As a human, he is not afraid of the demon race. He even dares to kill the demon generals of the upper world without any worries. Such a person is really the best partner for me to work with. Ning Fan remained silent. The realm passage was not hidden anywhere in the province. Instead, it was on Lu Daochen's body. In that case, it would be impossible for me to steal it. Unless I defeat Lu Daochen, I might not be able to snatch the realm passage. Lu Daochen was very strong. Ning Fan might not be able to defeat him even if he uses all his trump cards. What made Ning Fan hesitate the most was the attitudes of different tribes towards the realm passage and the demon martial realm. According to common sense, the demon generals of the second world should work together to protect the demon martial realm. However, the 9 divisions of the Lu clan were obviously on their own. Some of them even fought and killed each other. They were also disrespectful towards demon marshal Lu Wu. Demon General Jing Yun dared to address Lu Wu as the evil marshal. The evil martial realm was exiled by the heavenly demon world forever. The star of the heavenly emperor, it seems like the realm passage of the third world is not as simple as I thought. The layout and secrecy of the land of slumber is incomparable to the other places. Why does Lu Daochen want to work with me? What is his attitude towards the demon martial realm? He knows that I want the realm passage, and he probably knows that I am not Liu Bei or even a member of the demon race. However, he is still willing to work with me. Could it be that he wants to work with me to snatch the realm passage and kill the demon martial realm? If it's such a simple matter, it's not that I can't work with him. However, I have a feeling that this matter is not that simple. I can't figure it out. While Ning Fan was pondering, Lu Wan exclaimed softly. It was because after Lu Daochen sat down, the green-robed demon concubine stood up. The hem of her green muslin dress brushed past Ning Fan's face unintentionally, leaving behind an enchanting and delicate fragrance. Sister demon concubine, what are you doing? Lu Wan stood up and wanted to stop the demon concubine. What does a woman like Sister Demon Concubine want to do when the Pure Fire tribe and the Luoyun tribe are fighting against each other? Meddle in this matter? Isn't that very dangerous? Lu Wan wanted to stop the demon concubine, but Ning Fan held her wrist. She could not help but laugh. Silly girl. This Sister Demon Concubine of yours is not immortal. In the second world, no one dares to touch her. I'm afraid that her identity is not the Misty Rain Tower Master at all. She is a late divine transformation realm demon cultivator. Late divine transformation realm. Lu Wan was stunned. Could it be that the female demon of Feng Chen whom she regarded as her sister was actually a peak figure in the second world? As soon as Ning Fan's voice fell, the demon concubine turned around and smiled apologetically at Lu Wan. Then, she unleashed her aura force that was even stronger than Lu Daochen's. I'm sorry. Because I had no choice but to hide it from you, I did not tell you my true identity. I'm the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace in the awakening realm of the heavenly demon world. I don't have a surname. My name is Wu Yan. From today onwards, you can call me Sister Yan or Demon Concubine. Sister Demon Concubine. Lu Wan had too many questions she wanted to ask. However, Ning Fan gently pressed his lips against hers. If there's a chance to talk in the future, let's see what your sister Demon Concubine wants to do first. Ning Fan's eyes flashed. The question in his mind was solved. The Misty Rain Tower is indeed a fictitious force. This woman is actually the concubine of the Spirit King of the heavenly demon world. The Spirit King. The monarch of the demon race that all the members of the true Spirit clan worship. The ruler of the awakening realm of the heavenly demon world. Of course, no one would dare to touch his woman. Moreover, with this woman protecting Lu Wan, she would be very safe even if she goes to the heavenly demon world. As the green-robed demon concubine revealed her identity, the expressions of many late nascent soul realm and peak nascent soul realm demons changed drastically. The master of the Misty Rain Tower is actually the demon concubine of the Spirit King. Previously, we went to the Misty Rain Tower and took advantage of this woman. Even if we didn't succeed, it's still a serious crime. It's over. I even said that I will spend 1 million immortal jade to have a night with this woman. It's a capital crime. A capital crime. The demon concubine did not say much to these people. She just let out a faint sigh as if they were all mediocre people. She reached her hand into her sleeve and took out a blue fire token. As soon as the token appeared, the expressions of the demons changed drastically. The Spirit King token. All of you are demon generals of the Lu clan. Even though Lu Wu is a traitor, all of you still have to obey my orders. Jing Yun. I order you to leave immediately and not cause any trouble in the Luo Yun clan. It was obvious that the demon concubine wanted to support Lu Daochen. Jing Yun had the support of the demon generals of the upper world. Lu Daochen, on the other hand, had the support of the Spirit King and the demon concubine. Jing Yun's expression was filled with unwillingness. He cupped his fists at the demon concubine. My lady. Didn't you come to this place of slumber for the heavenly emperor's star? In the last days, Lord Fire General had said that if the world passage is opened, I only want Demon Marshal Lu Wu's demon blood and corpse. The heavenly emperor's star will belong to you. If you hand it over to the Spirit King, it will certainly be a great merit and it can raise your status in the Spirit King Palace. What? Li Ban and Jean Kun were furious. This Fire General Lu Jiefan was really audacious. He knew that they and the other demon generals of the Sky Demon World were here for the Heavenly Emperor's Star, but he still dared to give the Emperor's Star to the people of the Spirit King Palace. It was true that the Spirit King Palace was respected by all the races in the demon spirit land of the Sky Demon World. However, the other true spirit realm forces might have their own intentions. Li Ban and the others represented the immemorial Thunder Dragon clan and several other true spirit clans. Demon concubine Wu Yan represented the Spirit King Palace. Everyone's target was the Heavenly Emperor's Star. As expected, the demon concubine became silent after hearing what Lu Daochen said. The world passage would be opened eventually. Lu Wu would not sleep forever. Demon concubine, you don't have to worry. The world passage will be opened eventually. Lu Daochen sighed deeply and stood up again. He looked at Jing Yun. I, Lu Daochen, am one of Commander Lu's 9 generals. No matter why Commander Lu betrayed the demon race in the past, Lu Daochen, am loyal to the demon commander. My heart will never change. The path to open up the world will eventually have to be opened. However, it should not be opened by the cleansing flame tribe. Jing Yun, according to the teachings of the demon ancestor, everything should be decided by strength. No matter what you say, if you want my world map, show me your strength. I will send 3 generals to fight against the 3 of you. If you win, the world map will belong to you. If I, Luo Yun tribe, win, I will take the world map from your pure fire tribe. Do you dare to accept this bet? Are you qualified to make the decision? This battle requires a life and death agreement. Even if you die here, you will not be held responsible. In other words, even the demon generals of the upper domain might die. Do you have the qualifications to accept this bet? If you don't, then get out of the Luo Yun tribe. Jing Yun, Jin Kun, and Li Ban all became silent after hearing Lu Daochun's words. Jing Yun did not dare to accept it rashly. He could not make the decision for the world map. Jin Kun and Li Ban did not dare to accept it rashly because this was a life and death agreement. Even if the demon race of the upper domain died here, no one would be held responsible. They had 3 early divine transformation realm experts on their side, while the other side had 2 early divine transformation realm experts, Lu Qing and Lu Zhan. In addition, there was Lu Daochun, who was comparable to a late divine transformation realm expert. The outcome of the battle was obvious. The expressions of the 3 generals darkened. They knew that they would not be able to get the world map no matter whether they snatch it or threaten it. Jing Yun shifted his gaze to Ning Fan and thought to himself. I can only rely on this spy of Liu Bei to steal the world map. However, I don't know if he will be loyal to the Pure Fire tribe and complete the mission. Just as the 3 generals were about to leave, red clouds covered the sky outside the All-Heaven Palace. Among the red clouds, the shadow of a blood-red dragon flashed and turned into a middle-aged man in red armor. He looked down at the All-Heaven Palace from above. Lu Daochun, Jing Yun doesn't have the qualifications to accept this bet, but I do. All right. I'll make an agreement with you. Let's bet on the world map. However, there's no need for the juniors to get involved. We'll decide the outcome of this battle. As soon as his voice resounded, a late divine transformation realm aura descended upon the entire province, shocking everyone. The people of the All-Heaven Palace walked out one after another. As soon as they saw the person who spoke, their faces were filled with shock. The person who came was actually the titled demon general of the Pure Fire tribe, Fire General Lu Jiefan. Lu Daochun did not take Lu Jiefan's provocation seriously and replied indifferently. I haven't reached the late divine transformation realm and I'm no match for you. I've already said that this bet is based on the ancient teachings of the demon ancestor. There will be 3 demon generals from your side and they must be early divine transformation realm and below. My side will also send 3 people. They are the 4th general, Lu Qing, the 6th general, Lu Zhan, and the 8th general, Liu Bei. All 3 of them have yet to reach the late divine transformation realm. Only then will it be fair. Lu Jiefan, do you dare to bet with me? In just a few words, Lu Daochun seemed to have turned the fight for the world map into a bet between the 3 generals. It was as if everything was within his expectations. Summoning the 2 divine transformation realm experts and summoning Ning Fan seemed to be because of today's bet. Lu Qing, Lu Zhan, Liu Bei. Lu Jiefan's eyes flashed and his mind raced. The first 2 were nothing to worry about. As for the 3rd person, Lu Jiefan already knew that this person had killed 3 divine transformation realm experts on his own, even though he had yet to reach the divine transformation realm. Right now, other than himself, there were only the 3 Jing Yun generals in the Luo Yun province. Among the 3 of them, Jing Yun should not be a match for Liu Bei. If Jin Kun and Liu Bei fight, it would be difficult to determine the winner. As for Li Ban, Ning Fan could not defeat this person. As soon as he made up his mind, Lu Jiefan stepped into the sky and laughed. All right. I will accept this bet. If I can obtain your Luo Yun realm map so easily, we can avoid a battle between our 2 troops. It couldn't be better. Li Ban, Jin Kun, and Jing Yun, step forward. The three of you will go to the fire platform and fight the three generals of the Luoyun province. Lu Jiefan made a grabbing motion with his large hand. In the vast sky, a sea of fire that was 10,000 li appeared. The sea of fire condensed and turned into a gigantic fire platform with a circumference of 1,000 li. Humph! Jin Kun and Li Ban's faces darkened. This Lu Jiefan is really audacious. Is he ordering the two demon generals of the upper world as his subordinates? However, when they thought that they would be able to obtain the world map if they win this bet, the two generals suppressed their anger and did not say anything else. In a flash, they went to the fire platform that was floating in the sky. Jing Yun's expression was solemn. Of course, he did not dare to disobey the orders of the demon sealer. He immediately flew to the fire platform. In the blink of an eye, the three generals were ready for the battle. Previously, the three generals did not dare to accept the challenge because they were afraid that Lu Daochen would intervene. Now that they knew that Lu Daochen would not intervene and only fight against two demon generals and a nascent soul realm cultivator, their chances of winning were at least 90%. There was no need for them to worry about it. Among the three generals of the Luoyun province, the strongest one was undoubtedly Liu Bei, who had killed three deities on his own. However, among the three generals, Jin Kun and Li Ban were eager to give it a try. They were confident that they could kill this person. This was the pride of the demon generals of the upper world. At this moment, the entire Luoyun province was in an uproar. Countless guests even put down their banquets and left their seats to watch the grand event of the bet. The demon ancestors' teachings and the battle between the three generals would occasionally happen among the young masters of the province. However, the strongest among the participants was only at the nascent soul realm. There had never been a battle between deity transformation realm cultivators. The life and death contract was decided by the heavens. Perhaps, a deity transformation realm cultivator would be killed on the fire platform today. This was a major event. Lu Daochen's eyes were filled with battle intent. He leaned on his walking stick and said loudly, "Generals of the Luoyun province, do not show any weakness. Lu Qing and Lu Zhan, step forward. Liu Bei, step forward." Yes. Lu Qing and Lu Zhan had long since disliked the cleansing flame tribe and wanted to fight. Ning Fan was the only one who sneered and said something shocking. "I won't fight." Ridiculous. Lu Daochen did not give me any benefits and asked me to be his fighter. Why? If I win this battle, the map of the pure flame world will belong to you. Lu Daochen's words were even more shocking. Everyone thought that Lu Daochen's purpose of this bet was to defeat the pure flame tribe and take their map for himself. However, he promised in front of everyone that if he wins the battle, he would give Ning Fan the map of the world that he won from the bet. If that's the case, why did Lu Daochen do all this? Ning Fan's eyes flashed. He still could not see through Lu Daochen's intention. Ning Fan could see through Lu Jiefan's intention. Lu Jiefan was greedy for the demon marshal's blood just like him. Ning Fan could also see through the purpose of the demon concubine and Li Ban. They were all after the star of the heavenly emperor. But why did Lu Daochen do all this? Ning Fan could not see through it. However, since there was a chance to obtain the map, it was fine even if it was just 1/9. Besides, Ning Fan guessed that after he obtains the map of the pure flame tribe, Lu Daochen would propose to cooperate with him. At that time, he would probably tell Ning Fan his true intention. If I win this battle, I can get the map. Of course, I can also kill him, Li Ban. Ning Fan's killing intent had already been triggered. Without saying anything else, he flew to the fire platform with Lu Qing and Lu Zhan. His eyes swept across Jing Yun, Jin Kun, and Li Ban without the slightest fear. I will go first in the first battle. Jing Yun, you little brat, fight me. Lu Zhan, whose face was as black as charcoal, stepped forward with his halberd. He had long been displeased with Jing Yun. Lu Zhan, you are not my match. Stand down. Jing Yun stood with his hands clasped behind his back. His aura force was rising steadily. Bullshit. Lu Zhan was so angry that his face turned even darker. Chapter 260. Lu Zhan took a step forward, and black demonic smoke rose from his body. In the demonic smoke, with every step he took, his height doubled. After 9 steps, his body, which was originally 20 feet tall, was 512 feet tall. When he took the 10th step, his body crossed 1,000 meters. With a furious roar, he transformed into a giant black ape. The giant ape was clad in black armor, and its eyes flickered with black flames. Its roar was like thunder as it brandished its halberd and hacked down. The 1,000-mile flame platform was almost shattered by this huge force. Jing Yun's eyes narrowed, and he took 10 steps forward as well. However, he transformed into a giant white ape after those 10 steps. His hand glowed with silver light, and he slapped the giant halberd. The cleansing cloud white ape was immediately pushed back by 1,000 feet before he managed to stabilize himself. However, the black ape was sent flying 1,000 feet away by the power of the slap. Ning Fan's eyes flickered. This 1,000-zhang giant ape was undoubtedly the demon form of the 2 demon generals. Both of them had ape blood, but in terms of strength, Lu Zhan was clearly weaker than Jing Yun. The giant white ape glared at the black ape and roared. My mountain ape blood is second to the iron-backed black ape, middle to the silver-backed white ape, and top to the golden-backed ape. A mere iron-blood ape like you isn't my match. If you don't back down now, don't blame me for killing you. Screw your grandma's legs. Demonic art, black meteorite. The black ape roared angrily and threw down the black halberd. Since he had no advantage in strength, he decided to use his Yao arts to attack. His black ape Dharma idol performed a series of hand seals. Immediately, black meteorites appeared in the clear sky. They transformed into streaks of black light that fell from the sky and attacked the white ape. This technique was extremely similar to the waitress's signature technique, the nascent level middle-grade demonic technique, Demon Star Falling. However, its power was that of a low-level transformation. Each meteorite was formed by demonic energy and was 100 zhang in size. In the process of falling, the friction created a terrifying black flame that could easily burn a nascent soul realm demon to death. However, this shocking Yao art was not worth mentioning in Jing Yun's eyes. After sneering, the white ape and the black ape formed a similar demonic art. Stubborn fool. If that's the case, then die. Yao art, white meteor. It was the same meteor technique, but when the white ape used it, it crazily devoured the first wave of black flames. The silver-white meteors collided with the black meteors. Amidst the rumbling sounds, black and white starfire intertwined. 2 seas of fire, one black and one white, were formed. However, the White Empress caught up. After breaking through the first wave of black flames, she immediately began to devour them. In just 3 breaths of time, the black flames were completely swallowed up. Standing in the center of the black flames, the black ape was enveloped by the white flames. Immediately, it let out heart-wrenching cries of pain. After a burst of black blood light, the black ape Dharma idol was completely incinerated. Lu Zhan's face was covered in blood, and he was battered and exhausted. He rushed out of the sea of fire and retreated outside the fire platform. His aura was weak, and he was seriously injured. However, he apes shone. And before Dharma, the tall and thin Jing Yun turned into a wisp of silver smoke and appeared in front of Lu Zhan in one step. He pointed a silver light at Lu Zhan's forehead, attempting to shatter his sea of consciousness. Lu Zhan dodged in a hurry and avoided the top of his head, but Jing Yun's finger poked his right eye, making him blind. Gritting his teeth, Lu Zhan pounded his chest. Then, he turned into black smoke and escaped again. Finally, he managed to escape Jing Yun's attack. He covered his blind eye and glared at Jing Yun with one eye. He wanted to curse, but he felt something sweet in his throat and coughed out black blood. Damn it. You actually cultivated the silver ape form. Damn it. You actually blinded me. Lu Zhan was defeated in the first battle. Jing Yun's eyes turned cold. He didn't expect Lu Zhan to escape so fast. Otherwise, he wouldn't have just blinded one eye. He would have killed him. There was a silver demon talisman in his sleeve. Once he destroyed Lu Zhan's body, he could activate the demon talisman and seal the space. Lu Zhan's demon soul would have nowhere to run and would die in his hands. What a pity. I only blinded one eye. With my divine transformation realm cultivation base, I only need to cultivate for another 100 years to recover my lost limbs. Jing Yun sneered and returned to the fire platform. He glanced at Lu Qing, wanting to fight again. As long as one didn't lose, he could continue to fight in this competition of 3 generals. Lu Qing was enraged. He and Lu Zhan were like brothers. When he saw Lu Zhan's eye being blinded, he wished he could tear Jing Yun into pieces. He took a step forward and a faint azure dragon phantom appeared around him. His eyes were like azure lightning. Jing Yun, die. Jing Yun's eyes turned serious. He was secretly surprised. He didn't expect Lu Qing's azure dragon blood to be a little thicker than before. If so, even he might not be able to defeat this person. Jing Yun took a step back and cupped his fists at the golden-armored demon general. General Jin Kun, please make your move. Alright. It's just a remnant azure dragon blood. Actually, my golden ape true blood is comparable. Mortal blood, mixed blood, remnant blood, true blood, royal blood. Lu Zhan and Jing Yun were both mixed blood giant mountain ape bloodlines. Their demon blood was similar, but the difference in strength was huge. As for Jin Kun and Lu Qing, the former had the golden ape true blood while the latter only had the remnant azure dragon blood. The difference in strength was even bigger. A trace of fear flashed across Lu Qing's eyes instinctively. However, it was immediately swept away. He knew that his demon form was not as good as his opponent's. Therefore, he didn't transform into his demon form. He formed a seal with his fingers and grabbed the void with his 5 fingers. Thousands of green demonic power sizzled and spread out, turning into thousands of green tornadoes. Every wind blade was enough to tear a nascent soul realm cultivator into pieces. Demonic art, crazy wood violent wind. Change hand seals. As his hand seals changed, the tornadoes split into 2, then into 4. Countless cyan wind mists tore at each other on the 1,000-mile fire platform. Jin Kun's eyes flashed with a trace of disdain as he stood in the middle of the green mist that could tear apart a nascent soul realm cultivator. A faint golden light rose around his body and turned into a golden mastiff. It opened its mouth and swallowed all the wind blades into its mouth. Demonic art, broken wood golden hound. One demonic art easily broke Lu Qing's demonic art. Disdain filled Jin Kun's eyes. He took a step forward and made a grabbing motion with his hand. The sunlight in the clear sky seemed to flow freely into his hand, turning into a dazzling golden spear. As the sunlight entered it, the spear grew larger and more dazzling. Jin Kun slapped with one hand. The golden spear turned into a ray of golden light and pierced Lu Qing's dantian as fast as lightning. Its target was to crush Lu Qing's demon soul in one strike. Fast, too fast. Lu Qing's eyes widened in shock. This golden spear demonic art was definitely at the mid-grade divine transformation realm. Only mid-divine transformation realm cultivators could use it. He didn't expect that Jin Kun, who was also at the early divine transformation realm, could use it. Is this the power of an expert who has awakened his true blood? If he didn't awaken his true blood, how could he use a demonic art that was beyond his realm? I can't take it. But I can't retreat. Lu Qing's eyes were resolute. Green dragon scales slowly appeared on his body and 2 damaged dragon horns grew out of his head. He slapped with his dragon claw. With the help of the demon blood, the force of this slap was no longer the same as an ordinary jade life. But with just a single touch, Lu Qing's hands started to burn. This golden spear had such a terrifying temperature. It was like a real sun. An arm was directly incinerated into flying ashes under the touch. I can't take it. His expression changed drastically. At this moment, it wasn't a matter of whether he wanted to retreat or not, but whether he could retreat or not. If he didn't retreat, he would die. If he retreated, he would still have a 30% chance of survival. Blood ignition. Lu Qing gritted his teeth and ignited the thin green dragon blood in his immortal meridians. The astral wind was like thousands of green blades. Lu Qing pointed with his finger and slashed at the golden spear. It only stopped the golden spear for half a breath before the astral wind was shattered. In this half a breath, Lu Qing turned into green smoke and retreated. But with a flash of golden light, Jin Kun was already standing behind Lu Qing. He grabbed Lu Qing's arm with one hand and pulled it hard. His other palm slapped on Lu Qing's dantian. Break! Lu Qing vomited a mouthful of blood and fell from the sky. His demon soul was almost shattered. If it wasn't for the high-grade earth profound soul armor on his demon soul, he would have been killed by Jin Kun's palm. But even if he didn't die, his injuries were much more serious than Lu Zhan's. He would need to cultivate in seclusion for at least 200 years to recover his broken arm and restore his demon soul and demon blood. Damn it, a group of black-armored demon soldiers helped Lu Qing up. All of them looked terrified. The same fear rose in the hearts of hundreds of thousands of demons from the Luoyun county. Lu Wan's eyes were filled with worry. She pulled the sleeve of the demon concubine beside her and pleaded. The Tea Lady and the Wind Lady also looked at her with a pleading expression. Is this the strength of the Cleansing Flame tribe? They are indeed worthy of being the first tribe of the Lu clan. Be it the demon generals of the tribe or the demon generals of the upper world, their methods are far superior to the low-grade tribes. Liu Bei is in danger. Although he killed 3 Divine Transformation Realm experts, he only killed the Divine Transformation Realm experts of the 8th tribe. The Divine Transformation Realm experts of the 8th tribe are not comparable to the Divine Transformation Realm experts of the 1st tribe. Sister Demon Concubine, you are a late Divine Transformation Realm expert. Please save Liu Bei. Don't let him get hurt. I beg you, silly girl. Don't look down on your brother Qing. He is very good at concealing his strength. Didn't I say that I couldn't see through his strength? You didn't take it seriously at that time and laughed at me for being a late nascent soul realm expert? You are a late Divine Transformation Realm expert, but you still can't see through his strength. This battle was meticulously planned by Lu Daochen. Lu Qing and Lu Zhan were lucky enough to survive. In Lu Daochen's heart, these 2 generals were just supporting characters. What he really valued was Liu Bei's strength. Therefore, Lu Daochen didn't summon the first general back. In his opinion, even the first general of the Luoyun county might not be able to win against Lu Jifen. Only Bei can win. However, the green-robed demon concubine frowned. However, there was one thing that she felt regretful about. She did not tell Lu Wan about it as she was afraid that it would hurt her feelings. Liu Bei was not a member of the demon race at all. He was a human in disguise. If that was not the case, the demon concubine would definitely be willing to extend an olive branch to Liu Bei given his strength and recruit him to join the Spirit King Palace. He is not a member of the demon race and he is not one of us. His heart must be different. Therefore, no matter how outstanding he is, the demon concubine will not recruit him. Sister is saying that Liu Bei can defeat 3 Divine Transformation Realm experts. Lu Wan was eager to hear an affirmative answer. Since elder sister concubine was a late Divine Transformation Realm expert, she would definitely not be wrong if she said that Ning Fan could win. Perhaps. However, this might not be a good thing. Lu Daochen, why did you spend so much effort to recruit a member of the foreign race? What is your purpose? The demon concubine's eyes were filled with confusion. In just the time it took for half an incense stick to burn, the 4th and 6th generals of the Luoyun county were severely injured by the demons of the Pure Fire tribe. This matter greatly shocked the demons of the Luoyun county. On the fire platform, there were still 3 enemy generals. On their side, only Liu Bei was left. Rumor had it that Liu Bei had killed 3 divine transformation realm cultivators, but no one had seen it with their own eyes. They had only seen their heads. There were a lot of people who suspected it. Even if Liu Bei could really kill 3 divine transformation realm experts, the 3 people on the fire platform were not people that the demon generals of the Lai Tu tribe could compare with. Liu Bei, this kid might be able to defeat Jing Yun. However, if he goes against Jin Kun and Li Ban, he will most likely lose. After all, he has yet to attain divine transformation realm and is not a true demon general. I don't know what Teacher Liu is thinking. For such a big matter, it's more appropriate to summon the first and second generals. He might not even be able to defeat Jing Yun. That white meteor technique is rather terrifying. I'm actually wondering if this Liu Bei will escape. It's not shameful to escape. He would be a fool if he insists on fighting even though he knows that he won't be able to win. A discordant voice finally rang out from the crowd. Nonsense. Would Liu Bei lose to Jing Yun? Nonsense. This young master can guarantee that this Liu Bei will definitely defeat the 3 of them. Not only that, but he will also kill. A low-key and loud voice quietly rang out in the crowd. Upon seeing the owner of the voice, countless people immediately distanced themselves as if they had seen a ghost. Liu Tianming. It was actually Liu Tianming who was severely injured on the day when Ning Fan entered the province. After being recuperated by Liu Daochun's 5th revolution pill, he could already get off the bed and walk with difficulty in just 3 days. However, he did not dare to appear in front of Ning Fan again. That was why he did not even attend the grand banquet. He also did not believe that Ning Fan would lose to Jing Yun. Are you kidding me? Other than having a bad personality, Liu Tianming's strength was definitely not weak. Moreover, his eyesight was also very sharp. Among the 7 generals of Luo Yun, he was the only one who dared to provoke the other 6 generals except for the first general. He was even a bastard who dared to rape the only sister of the second general. He was not afraid. He was not afraid. Even the first general could only make Liu Tianming feel apprehensive. Once he attains divine transformation realm in a few hundred years, his strength would far surpass that of the first general. However, the arrogant Liu Tianming was beaten into a dead dog by Ning Fan, who had just entered the province 3 days ago. Ning Fan did not even move his hand and he was already severely injured. He did not even lift his eyes and he was already a dead man. Liu Tianming was sure that this was his first time meeting such a ruthless person in his life. Not only was Ning Fan's cultivation base terrifying, but also his personality. Once he offends him, he would certainly be eliminated. What Liu Tianming felt most fortunate about was that he could still keep his life after offending Ning Fan. It was simply unimaginable. Of course, he did not know that his life was barely saved by his old ancestors' intervention. Liu Tianming, am the banker here. I'm betting on whether Liu Bei can defeat the 3 generals alone. Hee hee. Liu Tianming would never miss such a good opportunity to make money. The people in the province were discussing with each other. However, all the discussions turned silent after Ning Fan took a step forward. Who's going first? His eyes indifferently swept across the 3 generals as if they were nothing. His gaze was especially disdainful when it landed on Li Ban. His gaze enraged Li Ban. He almost took a step forward and wanted to fight Ning Fan. However, Jing Yun was faster than him and stood in front of Li Ban. Generally, I will be the one to fight this battle. That day, this brat was really arrogant. However, thinking that he could still be of some use to complete the mission, I decided to endure it. After today's battle, the world map will certainly be in our hands. This brat is no longer useful to us. As for the 30 tufts of jade flame grass that I prepared for him, there's no need for me to give them to him. In that case, we can just kill him directly to get rid of the hatred from that day. Alright. You go. The 3 generals seemed to be certain that Ning Fan was just a nascent soul realm cultivator. Jing Yun's eyes burned with anger when he recalled Ning Fan's rudeness and disdain on that day. Liu Bei. I've just obtained a new treasure. It's more than enough to kill you. Cloud lightning seal, suppress. Jing Yun flicked his finger and summoned a silvery white lightning seal. This seal was really powerful. It was just an incomplete profound heavenly treasure, but as soon as it rose into the sky, it immediately attracted wind and lightning. However, when the seal was still in mid-air and had yet to take its form, Ning Fan turned into a shadow and appeared above the lightning seal. He then took a step forward and stomped on it. Go down. That step seemed simple, but it caused the vast sky to crack. Under the tremendous force, the cloud lightning seal's movement was stopped. Jade Life Realm. Humph. However, it's just the first realm. It won't be able to shatter this cloud lightning seal. Cloud seal, turn into lightning. Jing Yun sneered and changed his hand seals. Immediately, the silvery white seal completely turned into an unpredictable silver lightning bolt and shot towards Ning Fan's glabella. It was like a bolt of lightning. If one did not cultivate the divine transformation realm, they would not dare to receive it at all. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. A blood-red lightning star slowly appeared on his glabella. He reached out his hand and grabbed the lightning bolt. Then, he squeezed it forcefully and crushed it. After the lightning image was broken, the magic treasure turned back into a seal. The immature spirit seemed to be extremely afraid of Ning Fan and it wanted to escape. As soon as the lightning star was activated, Ning Fan was like the ruler of all lightning. This treasure was afraid of Ning Fan. How could this be? Why would this cloud lightning seal be afraid of a nascent soul realm junior? Jing Yun's eyes widened in shock. What surprised him even more was that Ning Fan touched his glabella and took out a blood-red lightning whip. The whip seemed to have landed on the cloud lightning seal, but it suddenly released rays of blood-red lightning which attacked Jing Yun's dantian. Puff, Demon General Jing Yun took a few steps backwards. His eyes were filled with shock. What kind of method is this? Before Jean Kun could say anything, Li Ban was extremely shocked and furious when he saw the whip. Dragon tendon. My dragon tendon. It's really you. At this moment, he finally believed that the person in front of him was the ant who challenged his prestige in Great Jean, Zhou Ming. However, he could not believe that the ant who could not even withstand a single blow in Great Jean was now standing on the fire platform on equal footing with him after just a few decades. Something that made him even more incredulous happened. 1 whip. 10 lashes. 100 lashes. It was as if everything was done in one go. However, the whip split into 100 blood-red whip shadows and hit the cloud lightning seal. Inside his dantian, blood-red lightning surged violently. Jing Yun's chi was greatly weakened and he took 100 steps backwards. Eventually, he knelt on one knee on the ground. Due to his severe injuries, his cultivation realm had almost fallen to the divine transformation realm, whip. Using the treasure to kill the nascent soul. This is the secret technique of the Zhou clan that Lord Demon Sealer mentioned. Now that I'm severely injured, I will be in danger even if I face a peak nascent soul realm cultivator. I must escape. Jing Yun's eyes flashed with hatred. He turned into a ray of silver light and tried to get out of the fire platform. Moreover, he actually knew about the Zhou clan of the Endless Sea. There were some mysteries behind this matter. However, Ning Fan was not interested in interfering with these matters. Seeing Jing Yun trying to escape, Ning Fan's eyes flashed with disdain. The purple star in his left eye moved and a pair of gigantic purple crystal wings grew out from his back. With a flap of his body, he appeared behind Jing Yun and lashed his body with the spirit-shattering whip. His lightning power was protected by the armor. However, the force of the whip was like 1,000 mountains crashing towards him. Jing Yun did not expect that Ning Fan's speed was actually comparable to a mid-divine transformation realm expert. It was impossible for him to escape with his speed. The armor on his back was shattered. He coughed out a mouthful of blood and fell off the fire platform. However, just as he fell into mid-air, a dark purple shadow flashed and Ning Fan appeared in front of Jing Yun again. He bent his finger and poked it into his eyes. Ah! Jing Yun let out a miserable shriek. Both of his eyes were already blind. Ning Fan slammed his palm on the top of Jing Yun's head. With a huge force, Jing Yun's physical body disintegrated into a mist of blood. His demon soul was knocked unconscious. He sucked in the mist of blood and held the demon's soul with his palm. There was no time to extract the soul. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold and his killing intent was triggered. He swallowed Jing Yun's demon soul in a single gulp. At this moment, a wave of baleful qi that was comparable to that of a ferocious beast swept across the entire province. Countless people were terrified. As for General Lu Jiefan, he was standing outside the fire platform. His face was filled with rage. "You're courting death for killing my demon general. Stop! How can you interfere in the competition of the fire platform?" Lu Daochen turned into a wisp of green smoke and stood in front of Lu Jiefan. Inwardly, he was greatly shocked. This man has such a decisive heart to kill. Chapter 261. Demon General Jing Yun easily defeated Lu Zhan. Ning Fan, on the other hand, killed Jing Yun with ease. Holding Jing Yun's storage pouch, Ning Fan glanced at it. 30 tufts of jade flame grass were now in his hands. In this case, I can start to refine the demon marshal's blood to increase my demon power and advance to the divine transformation realm. The entire Luoyun province was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. Rumor had it that Ning Fan had single-handedly killed 3 divine transformation realm experts. However, Yao Yuan and the others who saw it with their own eyes had already returned to Qingbeima. In the province, only Lu Tianming, who had been beaten into a dead dog, had witnessed Ning Fan's icy strength. However, the moment Jing Yun died, the Luoyun province burst into an uproar after a brief moment of silence. As for Lu Tianming, he was stunned by Ning Fan's ferocious qi when he was about to place a bet. He was sure that Ning Fan could defeat Jing Yun or even kill him. However, he did not expect that Ning Fan could still achieve an overwhelming victory against Jing Yun, who was so powerful. I must have been extremely lucky to be able to survive from his hands that day. This person dares to kill Lu Jiefan in front of the fire general. He is too ruthless. He is not afraid of fighting to the death with the pure fire tribe. He does not care about the consequences of killing him. Lu Zhan, who was blinded, felt his blood boiling. The grievance he felt when he was injured by Jing Yun was swept away at this moment. It turned into astonishment and respect for Ning Fan. I will be the first to raise both of my hands in favor of this person becoming the 8th general of Luoyun. Well done. Well done. Moreover, this Liu Bei purposely blinded Jing Yun's eyes before killing him. He was taking revenge for me. I, Lu Zhan, owe you a favor. Lu Zhan laughed heartily. Blinding his eyes did not seem to hurt that much anymore. Lu Wan, covered her mouth with her small hands. The 2 ladies were also amazed. They had been living with Ning Fan for a long time, but it was their first time witnessing his terrifying means with their own eyes. Liu Bei is actually so powerful. The green-robed demon concubine stroked her hair with her fingertips. Her expression changed for the first time. Liu Bei. This man was able to kill Jing Yun without any injury on his body. With such strength, there are less than 20 people in the second realm who can defeat him. Once he attains the divine transformation realm, I'm afraid he will be invincible below the demon sealers. However, he is not a true demon after all. Even if he can defeat Jing Yun, he might not necessarily be able to defeat Jin Kun. Even if he can, it will be a bitter battle. As for Li Ban. Can he defeat Li Ban? In the vast sky, Lu Jiefan's eyes were filled with rage. Demon General Jing Yun might not be the strongest, but he was one of his trusted subordinates. Now, he was killed by Ning Fan. How could he not be angry? However, Lu Daochen stood in front of him, blocking his way. Lu Jiefan's expression was gloomy, and he couldn't step onto the fire platform and interfere with the battle. Ha, Flame General, please calm down. Once the generals step onto the fire stage, their life and death will be up to the heavens. Since Jing Yun is dead, he can only blame himself for being too weak. Lu Daochen stood in front of Lu Jiefan and refused to budge. Humph. Life and death is up to the heavens. Good. Later, when this Liu Bei dies in the hands of the demon general of the upper world, you, Lu Daochen, can forget about saving him. Lu Jiefan's eyes flashed with coldness. Although he could not kill Ning Fan with his own hands, there were still 2 generals on the fire platform. One of them would definitely avenge Jing Yun. The jade flame grass was in his hands. Ning Fan raised his whip and pointed it at Li Ban with an indifferent expression. Are you the next one? Ning Fan's eyes were filled with arrogance, which made Li Ban burn with anger and hatred. Zhou Ming. I don't know how you managed to escape the death calamity of Great Jin. But today, I won't let you go. I must kill you. He took a step forward and was about to fight Ning Fan. However, he was stopped by Jin Kun. Let me. The golden-armored demon general slowly stepped forward. His aura force became increasingly heavy. From Ning Fan's action of killing Jing Yun, Jin Kun realized that Ning Fan was a strong opponent. However, he still had the means to kill Ning Fan. You won't be able to withstand a single spear attack from me. Is that so? Ning Fan sneered. You're courting death. Jin Kun's eyes turned cold. He took a step forward and golden fur slowly grew out of his body, turning into a golden crow with sharp fangs. Then, he made a grabbing motion with his hand. Rays of sunlight from the clear sky were absorbed into his hand and turned into a dazzling golden spear. With a slap of his palm force, the giant spear turned into a ray of golden light and pierced towards Ning Fan's dantian. Demonic technique, parting sun spear. The power of this golden spear was like a scorching sun that nearly killed Lu Qing. This time, Jin Kun transformed into his demon form. The power of his spear was several times stronger than before. Facing this spear, Ning Fan's eyes turned solemn for the first time. His palm was covered with gray flames and he slammed it on the golden spear. The scorching temperature was like the sun, causing his palm to be scorched. However, the injuries on his body were instantly healed under the self-recovery of his demon blood. He grabbed the tip of the spear with lightning speed and took 3 steps back to neutralize the power of the spear. His eyes turned grim. The reason why this spear was so powerful was because it borrowed sunlight to perform demonic techniques. Among demonic techniques of the same level, a demonic technique that could evolve sunlight was definitely a rare and powerful technique. In order to break this technique, one must first extract the true yang power of this technique. There is a sun in the Northern Ocean, its name is Een Melt. There is a thunder in the Northern Ocean, its name is Thunder Lament. Recalling the mysterious chant that Luo Yu passed on to him in the past, Ning Fan recited it in his mind. He felt that his palms that were covered with gray flames seemed to have produced traces of power that could melt sunlight. Jin Kun was greatly shocked. The temperature of this spear of sunlight was absolutely terrifying. At least, Jin Kun knew that if he uses his physical body to withstand this spear, he would certainly be burned into nothingness. Ever since Jin Kun comprehended this demonic technique, he had used this technique to kill his enemies countless times. Even if this technique was broken by some experts, ordinary Golden Body Realm body refinement experts would not dare to face the sunlight head-on even after achieving their golden bodies. They could only use demonic techniques to resist it. Lu Qing, for example, attempted to receive the golden spear with his Jade Life Realm physical body. The result was his arm being burned to ashes. However, Ning Fan received the spear with his bare hands. What kind of demonic flame was the gray flames on his palms? It was actually strong enough to resist the scorching heat of sunlight. Could it be a 6th grade spiritual fire? Before he could figure it out, he saw Ning Fan slapping the golden spear and taking 3 steps back, stopping the momentum of the spear. It was as if Ning Fan had used some kind of secret technique to extract the power of sunlight from the golden spear. The power of sunlight that was extracted from Ning Fan's glabella slowly condensed into half an illusory star. This star had yet to fully condense and there was only half of it. However, it contained a type of divine ability called melt technique. The first star was the star of an elemental attribute while the second star could be attached with divine abilities. After entering the secret realm of the broken world and devouring countless amounts of demon blood, Ning Fan's physical body had already reached the border of the second level of the Jade Life realm under the nourishment of the demon blood. After condensing half of the second divine star, the barrier of the body refinement realm was broken through, melt. Using the power of extreme lightning to melt the sun. This is my second divine star. Even though it has yet to fully condense, this melt power is the nemesis of all sunlight magic techniques. The gray flame on his palm disappeared and was replaced by traces of blood-red lightning. In just a few breaths' time, his body underwent a tremendous change. He broke through the barrier of the body refinement realm and advanced to the second level of the Jade Life realm. There was already a half-star on his glabella. Break! He clenched his fist and the golden spear shattered into pieces, turning into dazzling golden light. Ning Fan took a step forward and flapped his wings. In a flash, he appeared in front of Jin Kun and threw a punch at him. There was nothing fancy about this punch. All it had was a faint blood-red lightning. However, it was enough to make Jin Kun's expression change drastically. What kind of lightning is this? It seems to be specialized in breaking sunlight magic techniques. The power of this punch is definitely at the second level of the Jade Life realm. This punch is comparable to the attack of a mid-divine transformation realm expert. Jin Kun performed a series of hand seals. Golden light shone around his body and turned into a golden mastiff. It opened its golden mouth and tried to bite Ning Fan who was coming towards him. Demonic technique. Wood-breaking golden dog. A mastiff's head appeared. As he changed his hand seals, it split into 10 mastiffs. Each of them shone with dazzling golden light. However, all of the golden mastiffs were using the sunlight magic technique. Once they came into contact with the blood-red lightning, they shrieked and melted in a strange manner. They were assimilated into the power of the blood-red lightning. Extreme divine lightning, fusion sun. Not good. I can't block it anymore. Jin Kun's chest was hit. His armor and ribs were shattered. The power of this punch was covered with blood-red lightning. The power of the punch seemed to have turned into lightning, tearing apart Jin Kun's body. Puff. He was not injured even when the realm gate collapsed that day. Today, he coughed out blood because of Ning Fan's punch. Jin Kun was sent flying 1,000 zhang away. It took him a lot of effort to stabilize his body. His eyes were filled with madness. He was a dignified demon general of the upper world. How could he lose to an ant from the lower world? Burning blood. He had only condensed a drop of true spirit golden mastiff's blood. However, he ignited it in order to defeat Ning Fan. In the province, each of the demons sighed. They did not expect that Jin Kun, a member of the Golden Monkey clan, would be forced to the point where he had to ignite his blood to defend against Ning Fan's attack. After igniting his demon blood, Jin Kun's body seemed to have turned into dazzling sunlight. He took a step forward and immediately disappeared from his spot, leaving only a golden afterimage. The speed of the sunlight that was exchanged for his blood was definitely comparable to the speed of Ning Fan's demon wings. The moment his body disappeared, Ning Fan's eyelids twitched. Then, he sneered. The purple star in his left eye flashed. He saw through Jin Kun's attack pattern and retreated 9 steps. Every step he took gathered the power of heaven and earth on the tip of his feet. After 9 steps, he stomped on the fire platform and crushed it. At this moment, the head of a golden mastiff drilled out from under Ning Fan's feet. It was a sneak attack from underground. However, his sneak attack did not succeed. The power of 9 steps, the power of heaven and earth formed a sword and the power of Ning Fan's second-level Jade Life realm stomped on Jin Kun's body. The power of this stomp was filled with sword chi. It even turned into countless blood-red lightning waves. The sky cracked and the cracks spread out in all directions with Ning Fan's feet as the epicenter. With just a single step, Jin Kun's demon body was crushed into a mist of blood. Even his demon soul was severely injured by that single step. The fire platform was reformed. Ning Fan stood on the fire platform and looked down at Jin Kun as if he was looking down at an ant. His disdainful gaze made Jin Kun's dignity suffer. He was enraged. However, his demon soul was trampled under Ning Fan's feet like a dead dog, rendering him unable to move. Jin Kun was enraged. Liu Bei. Liu Bei. How dare you hurt me? If you ascend to the heavenly demon world one day, my elders in the Golden Monkey clan will definitely kill you to vent my anger. I am a demon general of the upper world. If you dare to kill me, your 9 generations will be exterminated. I will give you a chance. Release my demon soul now and kneel down and kowtow 10,000 times. Then, you will voluntarily withdraw from the battle for the world map. Then, I will spare your life. Jin Kun was so arrogant. It was because Jin Kun was certain that Ning Fan would not dare to kill him. He was different from Jing Yun. Jing Yun was a demon general of the Pure Fire tribe. His background was only the Pure Fire tribe. However, Jin Kun's background was the true spirit Golden Monkey clan. Killing one Golden Monkey clan was equivalent to killing 10,000 golden monkeys. He was certain that Ning Fan would not dare to touch him. While Jin Kun was speaking arrogantly, the killing intent in Ning Fan's eyes became stronger. However, he did not immediately stomp Jin Kun to death. Instead, he looked at Lu Jiefan with a cold smile. His voice was like thunder as he looked down at the Luoyun province. Even though this demon, Jin Kun, is an upper demon and one of the golden mastiffs, he has offended my Luoyun province and injured Lu Qing. How should he be punished? This question was like a hurricane that swept across the entire Luoyun prefecture. How should Jin Kun be punished? Before this question, no one dared to hurt a demon general of the upper world, even if he humiliated a demon in the province. However, as Ning Fan destroyed the golden spear with his palm, broke the golden light with his fist and trampled on Jin Kun, his aura was like the sun in the middle of the sky. It ignited the blood of every demon in the Luoyun province. It allowed the demons of the lower world who were used to being humble and submissive to vent their dissatisfaction. So what if he is a demon general of the upper world? What right does a demon general of the upper world have to be so high and mighty? According to the teachings of the demon ancestor, the men of the demon race should not respect the heavens and fear the earth. So what if he is a demon general of the upper world? General Bei, please kill this bastard to restore the prestige of our Luoyun province and avenge the death of Lu Qing. Lu Qing, who had lost an arm, held his wound while glaring at Jin Kun who was trampled like a dead dog. He felt very pleased. Following his declaration, voices of agreement began to sound from the prefectures like a tide. Kill! 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 Lu Daochun's eyes narrowed and revealed a look of approval. He smiled bitterly in his heart. This Liu Bei is quite cautious. He knows that killing a demon general from the upper domain is a serious crime. Even though he has signed the life and death contract on the fire platform, he is still afraid that I will plot against him. Therefore, he ignited the anger of the Luoyun demon clan to unite against a common enemy. Jing Yun blinded Lu Zhan's eyes, so this person blinded Jing Yun's eyes in return. When Jin Kun severed Lu Qing's arm, this person crushed Jin Kun's demon body. Destroying Jin Kun's demon body meant that he would become Jin Kun's mortal enemy. Based on Liu Bei's character of exterminating his enemies, he would definitely kill Jin Kun without leaving any future troubles. However, this person intentionally asked Lu Qing to spread the news so that the Luoyun demon clan would unite against a common enemy. This person wants to share the crime of killing someone with the Luoyun demon clan. This person is really cunning and cautious. The sounds of battle echoed throughout Luoyun. At this moment, Ning Fan lowered his gaze and stared at Jin Kun coldly. The insolent Jean Kun felt a trace of killing intent from Ning Fan's eyes that was getting closer and closer. It was so cold that it made people tremble in fear. The fiendish aura was suffocating. Liu Bei wants to kill me. How can this be? How can this be? Unless he's a madman, how can he dare to kill me when he clearly knows that I'm a member of the Golden Monkey clan? Jean Kun was afraid. It was as if all of his background, reliance and the reason for his arrogance were nothing but a joke in front of Ning Fan. Madman! Madman! This man has never hesitated in killing people. General! General Liu! Let's talk this out. Jean Kun's demon soul trembled amidst the roars of battle. I have nothing to say to you. Die! With a single step, Jean Kun's demon soul was crushed. He opened his mouth and swallowed all of the blood mist and demon soul into his stomach. It's a pity. It's a pity that I didn't search this demon's soul. Otherwise, I would be able to learn a lot of secrets about the upper world. However, under such circumstances, Ning Fan did not have the time to calm down and search his soul slowly. If I don't kill this demon's soul decisively, once Lu Jiefan saves him, the chance to kill Jean Kun would be gone. The demon general of the upper world is dead. At the moment when Jean Kun died, the cheers in the province were like a tidal wave. General Bei is mighty. The demon race should not be restricted by their ranks in the first place. If they couldn't stand up to heaven and earth, they weren't fit to be a demon. The green-robed demon concubine stood amidst the cheers. Her expression became more and more strange. Spirit King. If it wasn't for the fact that His Majesty was ambushed and suffered severe injuries, perhaps he would still be this majestic in the heavenly demon world. He wouldn't have allowed the Dragon Clan to seize his power. After keeping Jean Kun's storage pouch, Ning Fan's eyes swept across the contents. Among the various items, there was a scroll that recorded a mid-grade divine transformation realm demonic technique, parting Sun Spear. The power of the Sun Spear wasn't weak. It was a good choice for Ning Fan who didn't know any high-level demonic techniques. After all, not every enemy demon knew the Yin fusion chant. The second divine star on his glabella was half-formed. Divine ability, Yin fusion. His body-refining realm had broken through the bottleneck and reached the second level of Jade life. Ning Fan walked towards Li Ban step by step with murderous intent. As for Li Ban, he couldn't help but take half a step back. His heart was filled with waves of emotions. Is he really Zhou Ming? That weak harmonious spirit ant already has such terrifying strength. Li Ban didn't notice that his palms were covered in cold sweat. His pride wouldn't allow him to be afraid of an ant from the lower world, but his body couldn't help but feel fear. I will lose, if I'm not Zhou Ming's opponent, I will be killed by him. If that's the case, don't blame me for being despicable. Demon companions, get into formation. Li Ban's eyes were filled with ferocity. He patted the demonic storage pouch and several demonic shadows appeared on the fire platform, surrounding Ning Fan. Hundreds of demonic shadows all had nascent soul qi. However, these demonic shadows all had the bodies of beasts. They weren't human companions but beast companions. This Li Ban actually has so many demon companions. Lu Daochun's eyes were filled with shock. It was already considered extraordinary for an ordinary demon general to have dozens of demon companions. Demon companions were the servants that the clan arranged for them. The fact that Li Ban had so many demon companions was enough to show how highly regarded he was in the clan of the upper world. Lu Daochun even heard that there were 10 demon generals from the upper world who came to the second world this time. The one with the highest cultivation base was late spirit severing realm Wang Shao. However, among the 10 demon generals, the one who was the most highly regarded by the clan was Li Ban. However, this person had already summoned hundreds of nascent soul realm demon companions before fighting Ning Fan. It was not only showing weakness but also despicable. This demon's identity is extraordinary. I wonder if Liu Bei dares to kill this person like how he killed Jean Kun. If he doesn't even have such ruthlessness, I'm afraid he won't even have the qualifications to stand on the star of the Heavenly Emperor to save General Lu." Outside the Heavenly Palace, Feng Nu and Cha Nu felt bitter in their hearts. Demon General Li Ban is still as heartless as ever. He didn't feel any heartache when he sent hundreds of nascent soul realm demon companions to their deaths. Perhaps, this person has already forgotten that he once had 2 demon companions. One was the demon of Camellia and the other was Feng Xinzi. Ning Fan, on the other hand, was different. He had more than 1,000 gold core realm and harmonious spirit realm cauldrons in his cauldron ring, but he had never sent them to their deaths. If it wasn't because of Ning Fan, perhaps the 2 of them would have already become Li Ban's stepping stones and died in some battlefield. "Master, don't lose." The 2 ladies closed their eyes and prayed for Ning Fan to win and kill Li Ban. They knew Li Ban's character very well. This person would seek revenge for the smallest grievance. If they don't kill him, there would be endless troubles in the future. On the fire platform, Ning Fan coldly stared at the hundreds of nascent soul realm demonic beasts. He passed through the demon tide as if there was no one there. Any demonic beasts that roared and bared their fangs were easily killed by him with a single palm strike. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, 7 steps, 8 steps, 9 steps. The 9 steps of heaven treading 9 steps formed into a sword and slashed with great momentum. A circle of sword momentum rose around Ning Fan's body. The circle gradually expanded, and all the demonic beasts that were sucked into the circle were crushed into a mist of blood and lost their lives. The strongest sword of the 4 nascent swords was the heart-drawing sword. The 9 steps of heaven treading 9 steps was supposed to be the weakest sword technique. However, this sword technique was Ning Fan's only self-created sword technique. As he displayed it again and again, it became more and more perfect. The moment the sword momentum formed a circle, there seemed to be a mysterious sword intent that rose in Ning Fan's heart. It was indescribable and inexplicable. He was unable to comprehend it in a short period of time. However, once he comprehended it and broke through to the divine transformation realm, he would be considered a divine transformation realm sword cultivator who had comprehended the true sword intent. The heavenly Tao is round. This sword momentum that had already turned into a circle seemed to contain the great Tao within it. Destroy. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. The center of the circle expanded to 1,000 li. Hundreds of demonic beasts were frozen like statues. In the next moment, they turned into minced meat and died. A vicious aura filled the air. "Li Ban, what other tricks do you have? If you don't use them now, you won't have another chance." Zhou Ming. "Don't be so arrogant. He was merely a nascent soul realm demon companion, so what if he was killed? You don't know that I deliberately allowed you to kill these hundreds of demon companions. With these blood sacrifices, I can pay the price of summoning the desolate beast." Li Ban patted the demon-collecting pouch on his waist, and 2 ferocious wild beast auras slowly condensed in the blood mist. The first was the blood dragon demon soul. The second was the black dragon demon soul. The twin dragons were desolate beasts. The 2 demon souls were madly devouring the blood mist to form their demon bodies. A moment later, they condensed into a half-real, half-illusory dragon silhouette. The blood dragon stared at Ning Fan coldly with disdain. As for the black dragon, it looked at Li Ban greedily with a charming smile. "Big brother Li Ban, I'm Heya. Greetings. Tell me, I'll kill whoever you want me to kill. However, this. Hee hee. After returning to the heavenly demon world, can Big Brother put in a good word for me in front of Marshal Long? When will I be released after completing my sentence and return to the dragon race? Kill this person. I'll put in a good word for you. Alright. This person is just a nascent soul realm little demon. He's just a dish to go with wine." The black dragon silhouette flashed and soared into the sky, looking down at Ning Fan from above. The aura of a mid-divine transformation realm wild beast was revealed. This was a real wild beast that possessed the bloodline of the immemorial dragon race. Lu Daochun's eyes were filled with shock. This Li Ban's identity is definitely not simple. He was actually given 2 Sin Dragon souls to protect him. This person's background in the true spirit dragon race is probably quite powerful. His eyes inadvertently flashed with a hint of worry. Lu Daochen did not expect Li Ban to have such a background. He had 2 wild beasts as his subordinates, and one of them was even a mid-divine transformation realm dragon. In this case, Ning Fan was definitely not Li Ban's match. He would most likely die. This young man is my last hope to fulfill General Lu's last wish. I can't let this young man die. Liu Bei. I admit defeat in this battle. Quickly leave the fire platform. Lu Daochen's words startled Ning Fan. Even though he could not see through Lu Daochen's intention from the beginning, how could he not see through it now? Lu Daochen was actually protecting him. This time, it was Lu Daochen's turn to save Ning Fan. However, how could Lu Jiefan let Lu Daochen do as he wishes? He. The life and death of a battle on the fire platform is up to the heavens. Lu Daochen, are you trying to destroy the fairness of the battle? Fairness? It's 3 against 1. How can it be fair? Who says that we can't use beasts to help us on the fire platform? Lu Jiefan sneered. He could not wait to see Ning Fan being torn into pieces by Li Ban and the 2 dragons. Lu Wan-er's eyes were filled with fear. In her opinion, no matter how strong Ning Fan was, he was probably not a match for 3 divine transformation realm experts. Moreover, there was a mid-divine transformation realm black dragon wild beast among them. Sister Demon Concubine, you're the only one who can save Liu Bei now. As long as you save him, I will join the Spirit King Palace and become your servant. The green-robed demon concubine did not know whether to laugh or cry. Join the Spirit King Palace. Become a servant. This Sister Wan-er is really an honest and foolish girl. Many people failed to join the Spirit King Palace despite paying a huge price. She, on the other hand, joined the Spirit King Palace and became the demon concubine who was taking advantage of her. However, her determination to sacrifice everything for Ning Fan made the demon concubine feel a trace of longing. Is he worth your sacrifice? With your looks, if the Spirit King takes a liking to you and takes you into his palace, becoming the demon concubine, you will no longer have any mortal connection with Liu Bei. Won't you regret your sacrifice? What? I want to become the demon concubine. Lu Wan-er bit her lips. Of course, she did not know that her sister demon concubine was just teasing her. If I can save his life. Even. I'm willing, silly girl. I have no relatives or friends in this place of slumber. I only have you. You can be considered as my sister. How can I watch your lover throw his life away even if he is a member of a different race? The green-robed demon concubine sighed and was about to save him. However, just as she took half a step forward, she stopped abruptly. Her beautiful eyes were filled with shock. On the fire platform, Ning Fan was looking at the black dragon, blood dragon, and Li Ban, who was grinning ferociously. His expression was filled with disdain. Interesting. I didn't know that we can ask for help in the battle between generals. You, Li Ban, aren't the only one who has spirit-severing realm help. He shook the cauldron ring and the Yuanyao jade. The female corpse and the stone warrior appeared on the fire platform. Their terrifying spirit-severing realm chi. Among them, the stone warrior was a puppet whose chi was not weaker than Li Ban's. The female corpse was a corpse devil. Under Ning Fan's instruction, she released the chi of a mid-divine transformation realm expert. All of a sudden, Li Ban's cold smile froze and his expression changed drastically. A mid-divine transformation realm refined corpse. An early divine transformation realm puppet. Impossible. You're just an ant from the mortal world. How could you have such a powerful foundation? The situation was reversed. Chapter 262. Stone Warrior's heart was in turmoil. Being summoned to the fire platform out of nowhere and facing 2 wild beasts and a great demon general, even Stone Warrior who was born to fight felt his heart heavy. He did not know why Ning Fan would confront such an opponent. He only knew that his opponent's eyes were filled with killing intent. If he did not fight today, he would definitely not have a good ending. Stone Warrior, I'll leave the blood dragon to you. Wei-Liang, you deal with the black dragon. I'll lend you this sword. As if he was worried about Wei-Liang's safety, he touched his glabella and took out a starlight sword shadow and passed it to the female corpse. The female corpse nodded obediently. She did not resist his order at all. Sensing that a mere black dragon dared to show killing intent to Ning Fan, the female corpse's pride as the daughter of a heavenly emperor turned into a dark green devil light in her eyes. How dare you? As soon as she finished speaking, she took a step forward. She held a sword in one hand and a needle in the other. She bent her finger and the needle turned into a ray of cold light, piercing towards the black dragon. The black dragon's arrogant expression changed drastically. Sword of Spirit Seal. Immortal Soul Ice Needle of the Ancient Heavenly Court. Caught off guard, the black dragon's shadow flashed, but the cold light still pierced into his body. It pierced through his immortal meridians and pressed toward the demon core. The female corpse turned into a dark green shadow, took a step forward, and appeared next to the black dragon. After suppressing the sneak attack of the immortal needle, the black dragon's eyes flashed with ferocious light and clawed at the female corpse's chest. That claw could severely injure an early spirit-severing realm expert. However, when it arrived in front of the female corpse, she merely raised her hand. The female corpse's fingernails grew longer and turned into claws. She clashed with the black dragon's claw. Under the tremendous force, the female corpse did not take a step back while the black dragon suffered serious internal injuries. The female corpse tore the black dragon apart with her claw. However, the dragon claw that was torn off condensed into a black shadow after a while. As if it was immune to physical injuries, the black dragon gritted his teeth and endured the bone-piercing pain. His demon eyes were filled with astonishment. The refined corpse in front of him had the strength of a mid-spirit-severing realm expert, while the defense of her physical body was comparable to a late spirit-severing realm expert. The sharpness of her claw was probably comparable to ordinary spiritual treasures. Without waiting for the black dragon to retreat, the female corpse raised her hand again and slashed off the black dragon's other claw. The black dragon let out a blood-curdling screech. In just one move, the black dragon wild beast, a mid-stage soul formation realm beast, was severely injured by the female corpse. Especially that starlight sword shadow. The black dragon could see that the sword was a spirit seal treasure, but he didn't see that the sword was inscribed with more than 7,000 sharpness spirit seals. It was incomparably sharp. This sharpness was enough to shred his half-solidified demon body under the blood mist. Moreover, the most unexpected thing was that the other half of the illusory demon's soul was actually injured by this sword as well. One must know that the black dragon was a sinful dragon, and only its demonic soul was left. However, this demonic soul was nourished by the true spirit dragon's blood, and only immemorial divine weapons could seriously injure it. This sword was undoubtedly a weapon forged by the ancient star system. At the incision, invisible flames began to burn the black dragon's demonic soul. That divine ability was the spirit augmentation divine ability. Soul burning. If light is injured, then death. The female corpse's ferocious gaze was revealed. She immediately suppressed the black dragon's attack. In just a few moments, the black dragon was in imminent danger. The blood dragon's heart trembled. He was stunned by the female corpse's ferocious aura force. It was as if the female corpse's claw was not the black dragon's but her own claw. Before the blood dragon could attack Ning Fan, the stone warrior took a step forward and turned into a mountain giant. With a single step, he stepped towards the blood dragon's demonic soul. With the strength of a single step, the blood dragon's demonic soul shattered into blood light. Then, it condensed again and its eyes were filled with anger. Puppet of the lower realm. How dare you injure the dragon soul of the upper realm? You're courting death. Lower realm. Who told you that I'm a puppet of the lower realm? I've killed a few real wild beasts of the Blood Dragon clan in the realm war. You're not my match. Gue technique, 7 kills. 7 blood stars appeared in the sky and 7 rays of blood light descended. Under the blood light, the Blood Dragon's expression changed greatly. He could not help but dodge in the blood light. This Gue technique had a natural restraining effect on the blood race. This dragon was a sinful dragon of the Blood Dragon clan. He had attached himself to the Lightning Dragon clan. In the eyes of the Stone Warrior, a mere remnant of the Blood Dragon was not worth mentioning. Li Ban was shocked. In order to secure the victory, he summoned the Black Dragon and the Blood Dragon. Unexpectedly, the 2 wild beasts were suppressed by the refined corpse and puppet that Ning Fan summoned. They did not even have the strength to fight back. What kind of puppet is this? It's so powerful. It's definitely not something that can be found in the lower realm. What kind of refined corpse is this? It's able to fight against a mid-spirit severing wild beast unscathed. It even tore off the dragon's arm and cut off the dragon's claw with its sword. However, Li Ban did not have that much time to think about the uniqueness of refined corpses and puppets. It was because Ning Fan was already walking towards him with surging killing intent. Every step he took revealed the aura of a late spirit severing realm expert, causing Li Ban's breathing to stagnate. Every step he took activated the might of his royal blood, causing Li Ban's dragon blood to burn. Both of his knees seemed to have the urge to kneel down and submit to Ning Fan. I'm the descendant of the Lightning Dragon. How can I submit to you? Demonic technique, Blood Sea. As Li Ban formed a hand seal with his fingers, the blood mist of countless demon companions that had died in the thousandly fire platform were absorbed into his body. His red hair fluttered in the wind. His blood scales became even darker. His body was surrounded by a blood light of hostility. Demonic technique, Blood Sea. That day, Li Ban used this technique to massacre the entire Jiangzhou city and almost killed Ning Fan. As Li Ban pointed his finger, the blood light turned into countless light rain and fell from the sky. There was even a lot of blood rain that fell on Luoyun Prefecture. Any demon that came into contact with the blood rain, even a late nascent soul realm expert would die. The power of this blood rain was even stronger than that day. It seemed like Li Ban's demonic power had improved a lot compared to that day. However, before the blood rain could melt the defense of Ning Fan's physical body, it was stopped by Ning Fan's glare. He suddenly raised his head. His black hair danced wildly and his eyes were like that of an emperor. Blood rain. Ridiculous. Did I allow you to reign? Get lost. As Ning Fan shouted, all the magic techniques that were in the form of blood rain seemed to be afraid and did not dare to fall anymore. Under the gaze of Ning Fan's rain intent, all of them danced in the air in defiance of the heavens and disappeared without a trace. Divine intent of rain. Your understanding of this divine intent has almost reached the level of intent manifestation technique. Li Ban's expression changed drastically. A mere nascent soul realm ant in front of him had already comprehended the void spirit intent and had even comprehended the divine intent to the level of intent manifestation technique. With just a thought, he could make the rain fall. With just a look, he could make the rain roll in the sky. This technique was broken by itself. Ning Fan did not even need to move his hand. In the past, when facing this technique, Ning Fan could only rely on trickery and persevere. Now, he was so strong that he could break this technique with just a look and a thought. Intent manifestation technique. Li Ban had comprehended the blood carp demonic intent but not the lightning dragon demonic intent. Not only was the grade of his demonic intent inferior to Ning Fan's rain intent, the depth of his comprehension was also far from Ning Fan's. Impossible. I am actually not as good as you. Li Ban could not accept this fact. If he knew that Ning Fan had the evil Luo Mountain intent which was of a higher grade than the rain intent, he would probably go crazy. As Ning Fan approached him step by step, the pressure he felt was getting stronger and stronger. Li Ban clenched his fists. His nails pierced into his palms, causing blood to flow out. I can't accept this. I can't accept losing to a mere ant. He pointed at his glabella and his finger went into the top of his head. With a forceful pull, he slowly pulled out a long silver whip which was surrounded by rumbling lightning. In the past, half of the dragon tendon was severed by Ning Fan. After tens of years of cultivation, Li Ban had already restored the original form of the dragon tendon using a secret technique. With the dragon tendon in his hand, Li Ban felt like he was holding a silver lightning whip. He whipped it at Ning Fan violently, creating loud sounds of wind and thunder. As for Ning Fan, he also raised his hand and raised the spirit-shattering whip. Blood lightning lashed at Li Ban's silver lightning whip. Break! The spirit-shattering whip was only refined from half of the dragon tendon. However, after Ning Fan's refinement, Lu Wan, Er's spirit attachment and the tempering of the blood lightning heavenly tribulation, the destructive power of this whip was incomparable to Li Ban's silver whip. With a wave of the blood shadow, 100 whips trembled at the same time. The silver whip was broken and the dragon tendon was broken. Li Ban coughed out blood and was injured. His eyes were filled with madness. Impossible! Impossible! My dragon tendon has actually been refined into such a supreme treasure in your hands. I am going to take back this treasure. I am going to refine this dragon tendon into my body again. If that's the case, I will break through to the mid-divine transformation realm soon. Li Ban looked like he was possessed. He patted his storage pouch and took out an ancient and damaged blood sword. When he held the blood sword in his hand, an ancient and ferocious qi rushed towards him. Even Lu Daochen and Lu Jiefan who were outside the fire platform felt their hearts palpitating. When the blood sword appeared, Ning Fan stopped his advance for the first time. His eyes were filled with seriousness. This blood sword was extremely terrifying. If Ning Fan was not mistaken, there were 3 seals on the blood sword. The seals seemed to be used to suppress the power of the blood sword. Under the seals, the power of the blood sword had already reached the level of a spiritual treasure. Zhou Ming. I will give you one last chance to kowtow and beg for mercy. Don't force me to use this sword. This sword was given to me by the demon commander. It was refined using the dragon bone of a heavenly demon realm blood dragon. As long as the seal is not broken, it will be a spiritual treasure. Every time a seal is broken, its grade will increase by 1. As long as I break the first seal, this treasure will become a mortal void grade void treasure. An attack from a void treasure can destroy heaven and earth. 10,000 li of mountains and rivers will turn into nothingness. If you can't take it, all the people of Luo Yun will die with you. Li Ban's murderous intent was like the clouds in the sky. What he got in return was Ning Fan's disdain. The blood qi of this sword is too heavy. You can't use it. Nonsense. I will show it to you. As soon as Li Ban finished speaking, he used his finger seals to tear the blood sword seal. Just like what Ning Fan said, the heavy blood qi almost suffocated Li Ban when the first seal was torn halfway. His chest felt like it had suffered a heavy blow. The blood scales shattered his armor. Li Ban was enraged when he looked at the blood sword that was sealed as good as before. How dare a mere blood dragon demon sword disobey my order? Damn it! Lu Daochen heaved a sigh of relief when he saw Li Ban failed to tear the seal. If Li Ban tore the seal and used the void treasure by force, not to mention the fact that his cultivation realm wasn't high enough, the entire Luoyun province and the surrounding 10,000 li would definitely be razed to the ground by Li Ban. It was great that the sword did not tear the seal. As for Lu Daochen, he was even more shocked. After this sword tore the first seal, it would advance from a spiritual treasure to a mortal void treasure. After tearing the second seal, it would advance from a mortal void treasure to an immortal void treasure. After tearing the third seal, this sword would become an immortal void treasure. Even a void fragmentation realm expert might not be able to withstand an attack from an immortal void treasure. Li Ban was actually able to obtain such a precious treasure. What kind of powerful background does he have in the immemorial Lightning Dragon clan? Liu Bei, do you dare to kill Li Ban? Lu Daochen hesitated, however, when he saw that Li Ban was not afraid of Ning Fan's eyes, he was completely relieved. This young man is not afraid of the immemorial Lightning Dragon clan or the Heavenly Demon. That's good. That's good. Then, General Lu will be saved. Even Ning Fan did not have an easy time bearing the ferocious light of the blood sword. However, he knew that Li Ban was suffering the consequences of his own actions. Li Ban could not control this blood sword. If he forced himself to do so, he would definitely suffer a backlash. An early spirit-severing realm expert would not be able to control an ordinary spiritual treasure. The power of this blood sword was something that Ning Fan had never seen before in his life. He even had a feeling that if he obtained this blood sword and managed to tear the third seal, he would be able to severely injure Moksha Sovereign. I want this sword. Ning Fan's eyes turned resolute. He turned into a shadow and stopped 3 zhang 33 m, away from Li Ban. At this distance, Ning Fan would not be able to get close to Li Ban without using any techniques. It was imaginable how heavy the might of the sword was for Li Ban, who was holding the blood sword. I can't move. I can't move. The might of the blood sword had frozen Li Ban's body, making him unable to move. He could only barely use this sword after breaking through to the mid-spirit severing realm. If Ning Fan did not injure him severely and sever his dragon tendon in the past, Li Ban would have most likely broken through to the mid-spirit severing realm and would be qualified to use this sword after tens of years. Unfortunately, everything changed because of Ning Fan's intervention. Li Ban was unwilling to let his body be suppressed by the blood sword. However, when he saw that Ning Fan was also suppressed by the might of the blood sword and was unable to get close to him, Li Ban felt extremely satisfied. At least he could wield the blood sword with his dragon blood. As for Ning Fan, he could not even step within 3 zhang 33 m of the blood sword. You are still not as good as me. This blood dragon demon sword is forged from the bone of a heavenly demon blood dragon. It can't be controlled without the condensed power of demon blood. No matter how high your aptitude is, your understanding of demon blood is still not as good as mine. Do you think you are amazing just because you have awakened the royal bloodline? Do you understand the mission of your bloodline? Li Ban laughed loudly. When his laughter fell into Ning Fan's ears, it was as if a spring thunder had exploded. He seemed to have understood something. Mission, ever since he awakened the royal bloodline, he always felt that there was a barrier between him and this bloodline. At first, Ning Fan thought that it was because he was a human and not a demon. That was why he could not completely integrate with the demon blood. But now, he suddenly realized that his previous thought was wrong. Mission. The demon race was once the ruler of heaven and earth. Every true spirit of the race had their own mission. The immemorial Thunder Dragon was gifted with lightning talent for the heavenly Tao Lightning Palm. The immemorial Fire Phoenix was gifted with fire talent for the sake of controlling fire for living beings. Fu Li. What is the meaning of the existence of this race? Fu Li. What is the meaning of Fu Li? Standing 3 zhang away from the blood-red sword light, Ning Fan looked at Li Ban, who was hard to kill, and the blood sword that he could see but could not touch. He fell into silence. If I understand the mission of the Fu Li and completely integrate with the demon blood, I can easily cross this 3 zhang distance with my royal bloodline. However, what is the mission of the Fu Li clan? Seeing through illusions and evolving illusory techniques. This is the innate ability of the Fu Li clan. But what is the meaning of this ability? Ning Fan closed his eyes. As he pondered, the purplish-black ancestral blood in his demon blood began to boil. Scorching heat spread all over his body. He seemed to have heard a voice in his mind, Fu Li, the tilt of supporting the heavens, the heart of the enemy. This voice repeatedly resounded in Ning Fan's mind. 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, the demon star in his left eye rotated rapidly and glowed with faint purple light. At this moment, Ning Fan understood, the innate ability of the Fu Li clan to see through illusions was to see through the flaws of the heavenly Tao and eventually, to correct the heavenly Tao. Its innate ability to evolve illusions was to bewitch the enemy's mind and confuse the enemy's heart. This clan was the supervisor of the heaven and earth. Once the heavenly Tao has any changes, this clan must stand up for it. Is this the Fu Li clan that has been cursed for generations? Ning Fan took a step forward and went within 3 zhang. At this moment, his left eye seemed to be filled with arrogance. That arrogance did not belong to Ning Fan. Instead, it was the pride of the Fu Li clan. The Fu Li clan was in charge of supervising the heavenly Tao. The heavenly Tao that was feared, admired and comprehended by the world was just a subordinate of the Fu Li clan. This arrogance even dared to look down on the heavenly Tao, let alone the might of a mere blood dragon demon sword. Break! With a single word, Ning Fan shattered the 3 zhang sword light. Li Ban regained his mobility. However, his heart was filled with fear while holding the blood sword. At this moment, Ning Fan's gaze gave him a feeling that he was unreachable. It was as if he, a dignified member of the dragon clan, was not even worth mentioning in his eyes. Li Ban, I'll give you a chance. Kill me with this sword. If you fail, you will die. You asked for it. Under Ning Fan's deterrence, the blood dragon demon sword no longer dared to wreak havoc. Now, Li Ban had complete control over the sword. Even though the seal had not been broken, the sword was already a spiritual treasure. The might of a single sword was enough to kill an early spirit-severing realm expert. Die! As soon as the sword was drawn, a ray of blood-red sword light pierced through the sky. The sword light was divided into 10, 100, 1,000, 1,000 and 10,000. 10,000 sword shadows pierced towards Ning Fan like meteors chasing after the moon. Under the rain of swords, even an early spirit-severing realm expert would die. However, at this moment, Ning Fan's black hair fluttered without any wind and grew longer. On the left side of his face, a demonic black mark appeared and turned into a black shadow. The rain of swords pierced through the air. Li Ban was stunned. At the next moment, he felt a sense of danger. He hurriedly held the sword in front of his chest but he could not block the attack of the black shadow. As soon as he was swept by the black shadow, his body that was already severely injured began to break into pieces. His demon body was minced into pieces. When the black shadow condensed again, his demon soul was held in one hand by Ning Fan while his other hand was holding the blood sword. The blood dragon demon sword could only be used by those who were not from the dragon race. It was unwilling to be in Ning Fan's hands. However, when Ning Fan bent his finger and touched the body of the sword, the blood sword seemed to be afraid and did not dare to resist anymore. In this way, this sword was subdued. Looking at Li Ban's demon soul in his palm, Ning Fan's eyes flashed with coldness. Do you want to live? He said indifferently. Yes, I want to. Li Ban was already begging for mercy. Then you shouldn't have provoked me. Ning Fan sneered and swallowed Li Ban's demon soul. He raised his head and looked at Lu Jifen. Holding the demon sword in his hand, his aura was like a rainbow. At this moment, Ning Fan gave Lu Jifen a feeling of invincibility. It was the first time he felt a trace of fear when facing Ning Fan. I want the world map. This indifferent voice resounded in Lu Jiefen's sea of consciousness. Chapter 263. I want the world map. Ning Fan raised his blood sword and pointed it at Lu Jifen. It was as if the other party went back on his word, this sword would dare to slash at the fire general. In the blink of an eye, the blood dragon was subdued by the stone soldier, and the black dragon was crippled by the female corpse. Lu Jiefen's expression was extremely ugly as he looked at the bloodied fire stage. He had originally come up with 3 methods to obtain the Luo Yun realm map. He ordered Liu Bei to steal. Ling Jingyun threatened him, taking it by force. However, all 3 of them had failed because of Ning Fan. The blood dragon demonic sword seemed to have an innate suppressive effect on Lu Jiefan, who had the blood of a blood dragon. As the sword might merged, Ning Fan's voice seemed to have turned into two voices. One was the person himself, and the other was the order of the sword Bone Sky Demon Blood Dragon. I want the world map. On the Luoyun tribe's side, there was the demon concubine supporting them, Lu Daochen restraining them and Ning Fan slaying the enemies with his sword. On the other hand, on the Pure Fire tribe's side, the three generals who entered the Luoyun tribe were all dead. Lu Jiefan knew that if he does not hand over the map today, it would be difficult for him to walk out of the Luoyun tribe alive. Lu Jiefan, although you're a late-stage soul formation cultivator and we can't kill you, if you don't hand over the world map, I can still severely injure you with the power of bestowment. You should know what your choice is. Lu Daochen's murky eyes flashed with a threatening look. Forget it. It's just a world map, I won't go so far as to break my promise. The general competition this time, it's you, Luoyun, who wins. Lu Jiefan's eyes were filled with anger, but he didn't let it show on his face. He slapped his bag of holding, took out a dark red ancient beast diagram, and threw it at Lu Daochen. At the same time, he turned into a mist of blood and fled tens of thousands of kilometers away. Lu Daochen didn't give chase. Now that he had the realm map, it was not worth it to fight to the death with Lu Jiefan. He slowly descended from the fire platform and approached Ning Fan step by step. Eventually, under the watchful eyes of all the members of the Luoyun demon clan, he handed the map to Ning Fan. The map of the world of purifying fire is yours. As for my world map, if you promise me one thing, it will also belong to you. What is it? Don't worry, it won't be difficult for you. Lu Daochen's eyes flashed with tiredness and relief. He looked at the prefectures below the fire platform, took a deep breath, and announced in a loud voice. From today onwards, Lu Bei will be Luoyun's 8th demon general. Anyone who disagrees will be stripped of their military positions and banished from Luoyun. Lu Daochen's gaze was firm. As soon as he finished speaking, the entire Luoyun province fell silent. No one had ever been promoted to a demon general before they entered the soul formation stage or even passed the demon general test. However, no one doubted that Ning Fan had the strength to be promoted to a demon general. None of us demons from the capital counties are unconvinced. Greetings, General Bei. The demon race valued martial prowess. Today, Ning Fan had shown them what it meant to be strong. This person was qualified to be Luoyun's general. Without this person, Luoyun would definitely lose today's competition. However, many of the old monsters had doubts in their hearts. Why did Lord Demon Sealer hand over the world map to Lu Bei? Isn't this item necessary to awaken Lord Demon Commander? The River Gazing Tower was listed as a forbidden area of Luoyun because it was Ning Fan's residence in Luoyun after he became a demon general. Moreover, the area within 10 li was turned into a palace. In just a day, countless pavilions were built and 10,000 demon soldiers were assigned to Ning Fan. They became the direct subordinates of General Bei and were assigned to guard the general's residence. Within 10 days, Ning Fan sat steadily in the stone chamber and circulated his demon power. In front of him, there was a world map, 3 storage pouches and a blood-red sword on his knees. The Wind Lady and the Tea Lady were sent to take care of the general's residence. In the stone chamber, the female corpse and stone warrior were guarded while each of them was holding a wild beast dragon soul. These were all Ning Fan's gains from this battle. After obtaining the jade flame grass from Jing Yun, his demon power was not far from the divine transformation realm. After obtaining the parting sun spear from Jin Kun, he no longer lacked demon techniques and abilities. After obtaining the blood-red sword and the dragon soul from Li Ban, Ning Fan also gained a large piece of immemorial star iron from an unknown place. All of these benefited Ning Fan. His demon power was not far from the divine transformation realm. He had also obtained 1/9 of the world map. Moreover, judging from Lu Daochen's behavior, he could easily obtain the other piece of the world map as long as he promised him something. That matter might be extremely difficult for Lu Daochen, but it might be extremely easy for him. As for the details, he would know when he meets Lu Daochen in the future. He must have been waiting anxiously. Divine Transformation Realm. In Yu country, Nascent Soul Realm was a legend. In Great Jin, Divine Transformation Realm was the supreme being. In the Endless Sea, Divine Transformation Realm was still the old ancestor. However, he had already killed 7 Divine Transformation Realm experts and he was about to step into that legendary realm. However, the closer he got to the Divine Transformation Realm, the more lonely and exhausted he felt. Tired. Very tired. When killing an enemy, there must not be any hesitation. However, after killing an enemy, Ning Fan's heart became more and more exhausted when he looked at the pool of blood of his enemies. Li Ban had been killed to avenge that day. Strangely, what Ning Fan felt was not satisfaction but emptiness. Is this the feeling of revenge? Perhaps one day, after killing Moksha Sovereign, he would feel even more empty and lost. In the demon race and devil race, one could become a general after reaching the Divine Transformation Realm. In ancient times, once a cultivator reached the Divine Transformation Realm, he could enter the Heaven Court and be conferred as a god. He would then ride the golden flame chariot to the battlefield. This was the origin of the 2 words Divine Transformation Realm. The Heart Devil Barrier of the Gold Core Realm was to cut off emotions. The Heart Devil Barrier of the Spirit Severing Realm was to cut off mortals. This step was to completely cut off one's connection with the mortal world and crush the past one by one. It was said that when a cultivator reached the Divine Transformation Realm, his spirit would sink into the heavenly Tao Divine Steel. In front of the Divine Steel, he would understand his past and present life, cut off the mortal world and carve his name on the Divine Steel to gain the recognition of the heavenly Tao. In other words, no matter if it was a Divine Transformation Realm expert, a demon, or a devil, they would need the recognition of the heavenly Tao if they wanted to reach the Divine Transformation Realm without any special circumstances. That was why killing a Divine Transformation Realm cultivator would infuriate the heavenly Tao and produce such a huge amount of baleful qi. Cut off the past. I don't even know what my past is. From the dream of the Ming Luo fruit, I know that my surname is Yun. I don't know who my father is or who my mother is or whether they are still alive in this world. If that's the case, how can I cut off my past and leave a stroke on the heavenly Tao Divine Steel? Moreover, old ancestor Dong Su said that I can't reach the Divine Transformation Realm but need to turn into a devil. Can I understand this as refusing to carve my name on the Divine Steel and leave a stroke under the gaze of the heavenly Tao? Ning Fan felt that he had fallen into a huge mystery. When he was in the Second Blood Awakening Realm, he relied on the awakening of the Fu Li blood to avoid the schemes of a true immortal. However, after obtaining the Fu Li blood, he gradually came into contact with the greatest secret of the world. Why the Heaven Court collapsed. Why the demon race lost its spirit. These were secrets that even a true immortal did not know about. Yet, he seemed to be able to pry into them step by step, light. Worm, just as Ning Fan was muttering to himself, the female corpse was holding the soul of a black dragon that was riddled with scars. She swayed it in front of Ning Fan like a child who was eager to be praised. She followed Ning Fan's order and subdued this mid-divine transformation realm little dragon. She wanted to be praised. Earthworm. Ning Fan laughed and stroked the black hair of the female corpse. He did not know whether to laugh or cry. This dignified wild beast of the Black Dragon clan with spirit-severing realm cultivation base was just an earthworm in the eyes of the female corpse. However, even though it was despised by the female corpse, the Black Dragon did not dare to complain. Its dragon eyes were filled with sincerity as it looked at Ning Fan. Hee hee. Little brother Heya greets big brother Liu Bei. Previously, when I was under the control of the carp companion Devil Claw, I had offended brother Bei. I really deserve to die. However, that wasn't my intention. Brother Bei's divine bravery was unparalleled and your tiger might shock the world. You killed the true spirit with your blood sword and killed the evil general of the carp companion Devil Claw, allowing me to escape from the devil's grasp. I am extremely grateful for that. I don't have many merits, but I know how to be grateful. Does Brother Bay need a general under your command? I am willing to serve Brother Bay and be a pawn for the general. I will kill all the demons who offend Brother Bay to avenge Brother Bay. This Heya seemed to be extremely proficient in flattering people. When he was summoned by the carp companion, he kept flattering Ning Fan. After being captured by Ning Fan, he turned around and fawned on Ning Fan again. He did not want to die. He did not want to. Now that he had fallen into Ning Fan's hands, he naturally had to express his sincerity in order to survive. Sigh. This Liu Bei might not have a high cultivation base, but he is indeed a fiend. However, I have seen many fiends in my life. With my experience, I can definitely keep my life if I flatter this fiend and become his fighter for a few days. Then, when I have the chance, I can slip away again. It's just a piece of cake. The black dragon's expression was flattering, but his heart was humming with satisfaction. He was proud. He was the most outstanding demon of the Black Dragon clan. If it wasn't because he had accidentally offended someone he shouldn't have, he would not have been reduced to a sinful dragon. He was sure that since he, a dignified mid-spirit severing realm wild beast, had submitted to Ning Fan would not be willing to kill him. Unfortunately, the Black Dragon was completely wrong. Soul Search. When these two words came out from Ning Fan's mouth, they were as cold as ice. The demonic power in his palm vibrated and he had already begun to search her soul and memory. The Black Dragon was horrified. He was a wild beast at the mid-divine transformation stage. If he kept him by his side, he would become a powerful fighter. How could Liu Bei bear to search his soul? Once the soul search was successful, his sea of consciousness would be damaged and he would become an idiot. Ah! The Black Dragon let out a miserable shriek. Just as his soul was about to be extracted, a lightning dragon seal rose in his sea of consciousness, easily breaking Ning Fan's soul-searching technique. I didn't expect that a little dragon like you would actually have such a high-level memory seal placed on your sea of consciousness. I'm afraid that without a void fragmentation realm expert, no one would be able to pry into your memories. Ning Fan stretched out his hand and waved. The soul of the blood dragon in Stone Warrior's hand flew into his palm. His eyes turned cold. Soul Search. The Black Dragon was shocked. This Liu Bei is a ruthless master. He doesn't even put a divine transformation realm wild beast in his eyes. His first move is to extract the soul. After failing to draw blood from himself, he still didn't give up and wanted to draw blood from the blood dragon. In this fellow's eyes, desolate beasts were nothing. The blood dragon was afraid. Compared to the black dragon, this blood dragon was slightly more taciturn and strong-willed. Even though he also had the intention to rely on Ning Fan to save his own life when he was captured by Ning Fan, he did not act like the black dragon who flattered Ning Fan and lowered his own status. After all, he was an early divine transformation realm wild beast. Wild beasts should have their own pride. However, the blood dragon did not expect that Ning Fan would search the black dragon's soul and memories. Moreover, he did not expect that Ning Fan would search his soul without any hesitation after failing to search the black dragon. Ah! The blood dragon let out a miserable shriek. A lightning dragon seal rose in his sea of consciousness, barely protecting his memories. However, the grade of this seal was obviously slightly weaker than the black dragon's. After failing to search the blood dragon's soul, the seal seemed to know that it could not stop Ning Fan's soul search. Thus, it wreaked havoc in the blood dragon's sea of consciousness before Ning Fan could. In just a moment, the seal had destroyed the blood dragon's sea of consciousness. Ning Fan's eyes darkened and he withdrew his soul-searching technique. The soul search failed. The blood dragon was not as lucky as the black dragon. The result of failing the soul search was turning him into an idiot. The black dragon's heart palpitated uncontrollably. It was so close. So close. Fortunately, my seal is slightly stronger than the blood dragon's. Otherwise, I would certainly become an idiot as well. Looking at the blood dragon's empty eyes, the black dragon's scalp went numb and his heart trembled. Ever since he fell into Ning Fan's hands, this was the first time he was worried about his fate. I was just a step away from success. Unfortunately, I failed in the end. It's a pity for this blood dragon. Forget it. Since this dragon is a blood dragon, it has the same type of dragon bones as the blood sword. It's not bad to use it as an offering to the sword. Ning Fan let go of the blood dragon and slashed the blood sword, cutting the dragon into two. Traces of dragon blood seeped into the blood sword and nourished the sword bones. Fuck. This is a wild beast. How could he kill me just like that? The black dragon trembled even more violently. His body that was as weak as an earthworm wanted to crawl out of Ning Fan's palm, but he could not break free. How should I deal with this black dragon? Ning Fan muttered to himself. Take me as your disciple. I don't want to die. I'm willing to be Big Brother's fighter. I want to be your slave. The black dragon answered hurriedly. This time, he was sincerely submitting to Ning Fan. How could he not be sincere? If he could not become Ning Fan's fighter, death would be his only option. Take you as my slave. That's fine too. A mid-divine transformation realm cultivator is still useful for a short period of time. In that case, I'll plant a mental seal on you. Ning Fan changed his hand seal and circulated his sense power, wanting to plant a mental seal on the black dragon's sea of consciousness. However, the phrase, mental seal, made the black dragon even more terrified. His earthworm-like dragon body trembled non-stop. Mental seal. This Liu Bei is really audacious. Doesn't he know that the realm law of the heavenly demon world states that no one is allowed to plant a mental seal on a member of the true spirit race? Anyone who disobeys will be regarded as challenging the prestige of the true spirit race. That's right. This Liu Bei is just a small demon from the lower world. How would he know about the realm law of the upper world? Sigh. Even if he knows about the realm law of the upper world, will he obey it? Not to mention planting a mental seal on a member of the true spirit race, this Liu Bei has already taken 2 of their lives. I'm finished. I'm a dignified black dragon. My life is finished. If I'm planted with a mental seal, I will never be able to escape from his devil claws. Ning Fan had planted a mental seal many times. However, he failed this time. The seal was clearly set up successfully, but his control over the black dragon was extremely weak. Ning Fan fell into deep thought. Little did he know that the black dragon was overjoyed after being implanted with the mental seal. What kind of low-level mental seal is this? You want to control me? What a joke. Could it be that this Liu Bei doesn't know that the true spirit demon blood is almost immune to ordinary mental restrictions? Unless the true spirit demon blood is planted with a demon restriction, it is impossible to control the true spirit. Hei Long secretly rejoiced in his heart. It seemed that Liu Bei didn't know the seal of the demon restriction. Even though Ning Fan had been planted with a mental seal, as long as the black dragon secretly used his demon blood to refine the mental seal, he would be able to break free from it sooner or later. Then, he would find a chance to escape from Ning Fan's evil claws. The world was so vast. Where couldn't he go? Black Dragon's complacent expression was noticed by Ning Fan and his eyes turned cold. Die. He had directly activated the mind restriction to see if he could kill the Black Dragon. However, the moment the restrictions in his sea of knowledge were activated, they immediately exploded into formation patterns. The Black Dragon's sea of consciousness hurt and it spat out blood. Its eyes were filled with fear, but it didn't die. Terrifying, too terrifying. In order to test if the psychic restriction was effective, Liu Bei had directly activated it. Fortunately, the psychic restriction was ineffective. Otherwise, it wouldn't just be injured but dead. As expected, this psychic restriction can't restrain you. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. If he couldn't control the Black Dragon with the psychic restriction, keeping this dragon by his side would only be a hidden danger, according to his observation, when the black dragon heard the words psychic restriction, its fear was not an act. After seeing that his psychic restriction was inferior and ineffective, its joy, pride and contempt were also not an act. Therefore, Ning Fan could tell that his psychic restriction was ineffective against the black dragon. However, he had no idea why. In order to control the black dragon and plant a restriction, there was indeed some kind of special psychic restriction. The black dragon knew about it, but he didn't know about it. Ning Fan shifted his gaze to Stone Warrior and asked indifferently. Stone Warrior, let me ask you. Why is the psychic restriction that I planted in this evil dragon's sea of consciousness ineffective? This dragon belongs to the Black Dragon clan. It's a member of the True Spirit Demon clan. Rumor has it that the demons of the True Spirit Demon clan in the heavenly demon world are immune to ordinary psychic restrictions just by relying on their demon blood. It seems like only the demon restriction can control a member of the True Spirit Demon clan. If this demon isn't a member of the True Spirit Demon clan, I have several types of psychic restrictions that can control it. Since this demon is a True Spirit Demon clan, other than the demon restriction, it won't be controlled by any other forbidden spells. Demon restriction. I see. Since even you don't know about this technique, there's nothing I can do about it. Ning Fan shifted his gaze to the black dragon and his eyes turned cold. Black Tooth. I'll give you 3 breaths of time to tell me everything about the demon restriction technique without leaving out a single word. If you don't tell me the truth and the demon restriction technique is useless, you will die. If you don't know about the demon restriction technique, it's useless to keep you alive. You will also die. Blood Dragon, you should learn from your mistakes. Ning Fan's aura was terrifying. The black dragon trembled non-stop. 3 breaths. He only had 3 breaths to decide his fate. Fortunately, the black dragon happened to know one type of demon restriction technique. Unfortunately, once Ning Fan obtains the demon restriction technique and plants it in his body, he would have to be Ning Fan's slave for the rest of his life. The black dragon had no other choice. If he doesn't tell Ning Fan the demon restriction technique, what awaits him is not becoming a slave but death. 1 breath. 2 breaths. Before the 3rd breath arrived, the black dragon gritted his teeth and said, I'll tell you. Please give me a jade slip. I'll engrave the demon restriction technique into it. The black dragon's expression darkened. In the end, he couldn't escape the fate of becoming Ning Fan's slave. Forget it, forget it. Even if I have become this person's dragon slave, at least I am still alive. That blood dragon is the pitiful one. A perfectly fine dragon has become a sacrificial object for the sword. Sigh, so what if he has become a slave? It doesn't matter if he becomes Li Ban's slave, Lei Long's slave or Liu Bei's slave. It's just that if this matter is known by the brothers of the Black Dragon clan, my reputation will surely plummet. Forget it. Let them laugh all they want. They won't understand my flirtatiousness. The Black Dragon was proficient in the spiritual victory method. With just a few words, he comforted himself and accepted reality. The demon restriction was engraved on the jade slip. Ning Fan read the jade slip and combined his spirit sense with the Fuli demon blood to plant a restriction on the black dragon that it would never be able to escape. Ning Fan patted his storage pouch and took out the golden flame chariot. This golden flame chariot was a troop chariot of the ancient heavenly court. Its speed was not only related to the flames that made up the chariot, but also the demonic beasts that pulled it. If it was in the past, a soul formation heavenly general would have a heavenly horse pulling the carriage. Only a perfected immortal expert's golden flame chariot could be pulled by heaven dragons. The black dragon was severely injured by the female corpse and his dragon claw was severed. His strength was greatly reduced. Moreover, he only had a demon soul and not a demon body. Thus, his combat power was negligible. However, if he becomes the coachman of the chariot, he would be able to make the golden flame chariot move at an astonishing speed. Golden Flame Chariot. It's my first time seeing this chariot. The black dragon was in high spirits. He really wanted to sit in this chariot and show off his might. He thought to himself, could it be that this Liu Bei took out the golden flame chariot and placed it in front of me as a gift? Sigh, this Liu Bei has finally seen through my strength. He wants to give me the golden flame chariot to bribe me. The black dragon could not help but feel a little proud. However, Ning Fan's words were like a bucket of cold water splashing on his head. From today onwards, you will stay in this chariot and become its spirit. In the future, you will be the one pulling this chariot and you will be my dragon steed. Pooh! I am the dignified young lord of the black dragon race. You want me to pull your chariot? Liu Bei, don't be too arrogant. Humph! Ning Fan let out a cold harumph and activated the mental restriction. Immediately, the black dragon's little soul was in so much pain that it wanted to die. Its eyes were filled with fear. I'm finished. I got carried away and forgot that this Liu Bei is a ruthless master. Pull. I will pull the chariot for you. Quickly stop the demon restriction. I am going to die from the pain. Watch your tone. If you get carried away next time, don't blame me for being merciless. Speaking of which, I can't search your soul. But what if I interrogate you directly? Ning Fan's eyes flashed. He was very interested in learning the secrets of the demon spirit land of the heavenly demon world from the black dragon. He was not afraid that the black dragon would be dishonest. If the black dragon was not obedient, he would activate the demon restriction. The black dragon felt a chill down his spine. He could predict that he would not be able to avoid suffering in this interrogation. 3 days later, Ning Fan came out from his seclusion. The black dragon, the female corpse and the stone warrior were all kept by him. While walking in the general's mansion, Ning Fan was slightly surprised. The general's mansion was actually well maintained. As soon as Ning Fan walked out, the demon guards immediately greeted him while the maids greeted him respectfully. As if they knew that Ning Fan liked plum blossoms, winter plum blossoms were planted everywhere in the general's mansion. As if they knew that Ning Fan liked snow, they set up an ice formation in the general's mansion. Even though it was not cold, there would be snow falling from the sky. The tea lady and the wind lady are trying their best to please me, Ning Fan smiled faintly. This scenery reminded him of the past in 7 Apricot City. A warm current flowed through his heart, causing his exhausted heart to slightly perk up. Even if he was tired, he still had to walk the path that he should walk on. There was no if in life. There was no room for regret. Ning Fan, on the other hand, could no longer turn back. The only thing he could do was to continue walking on this path. It's time to look for Lu Daochen. I want to know what his true intentions are. If I can cooperate with him successfully, I can temporarily live a peaceful life in this Luoyun province and attain the divine transformation realm. Ning Fan's eyes became firm. He passed through the buildings and passed through the pavilions. At the end of the winding corridor, under the snow plum blossoms in the courtyard, Lu Wan was standing there alone. It was as if she had been waiting for Ning Fan every day. Wan Ning Fan approached her step by step. When Lu Wan heard his call, she gently turned around. Her eyes were filled with a hint of embarrassment and anger. Humph! Who are you to call me Wan? Ning Fan was stunned. This little fox's temper is really bad today. Who provoked our Miss Wan? Ning Fan took a step forward and turned into a purple shadow. He directly appeared behind Lu Wan and held her slender waist with one hand. He gently squeezed her soft waist. Ah! Lu Wan let out a scream when her slender waist was touched. Her face became even more embarrassed and angry. However, no matter how hard she tried, she could not break free from Ning Fan's arms. Thus, she could only give up. She leaned against Ning Fan's chest and only felt slightly relieved when she saw that there was no one around. However, she still looked angry. Let go. If you don't let go, I will call my men and let everyone in the world know that the 8th general of the Luo Yun Empire, Liu Bei, the northern general, is a despicable and shameless villain who bullies women. It was obvious that she did not mean what she said. If Ning Fan loosened his grip, he would be a fool. Judging from this little girl's angry tone, could it be that I have provoked her? All right. Judging from your expression, I must have made you angry. However, let me know what exactly made you unhappy first, all right? You still dare to ask? Sister Demon Concubine has already told me. You are not Liu Bei. You are not a demon. Why you have been hiding it from me all this while. Lu Wan'er's cheeks flushed red. Her eyes were filled with nervousness. Liu Bei, could it be that you are really not a demon? If you are not Liu Bei, then who are you? I have asked my master before. He said that you are Zhou Ming, a human from the land of slumber. I don't believe it. If I am not Liu Bei, what would you do? Ning Fan's eyes were serious. I don't know. Lu Wan'er bit her lips. If I am an enemy of the Luo Yun Empire and sneaked into the Luo Yun Empire to kill the demon marshal of the Third World, will you attack me with your sword? I don't know. If I like you, will you also like me coincidentally? Ning Fan suddenly teased her. I don't know. What are you talking about? Lu Wan'er's cheeks turned red. All of her dissatisfaction turned into complicated emotions. She was stunned. Silly girl. Let's go and meet your master together. Let's see what his intentions are. However, you don't have to worry. This person seems to have ill intentions towards me. Even if I am not a demon, I will not become an enemy of the Luo Yun Empire. Even if the Luo Yun Empire betrays me, I will not kill innocent people for your sake. Also, my real name is not Liu Bei or Zhou Ming. My name is Ning Fan. Ning Fan loosened his embrace and patted Lu Wan'er's black hair. His eyes were so gentle that no one could imagine that this person was a ferocious demon with a murderous heart. I believe that you will not betray me. That's why I will tell you my real name. Even if you really betray me, I will not hate you. I won't tell anyone else. Lu Wan said without hesitation. Then, her face turned red and she whispered. I won't tell anyone else. I won't. Winter plum blossoms, wind and snow. In a trance, Ning Fan seemed to have returned to the time when he was in the 7 Apricot City. His killing intent was gradually restrained. It was a sign that his devil heart was being tempered and refined. Step by step, he was approaching the divine transformation realm. Ning Fan could lie to Lu Wan'er, but he did not. He could continue to hide it, but he did not. It was destined that he would never let down or hurt some people. Chapter 264. Men and women were different. If a woman was tired, in pain, or wronged, she would find a sister to confide in. However, a man could only hide all his weariness in his back, bury it deep in his heart, and turn it into heavier steps as he moved forward. No one knew, and there was no need for them to understand. They only wanted to have a clear conscience for every step they took. Ning Fan's heart was weary. This weariness was actually caused by the heart devil of the divine transformation realm, which induced him to let go of all his responsibilities and return to the mortal world. He could induce the collapse of their cultivation and make their state of mind weak. However, even though the heart devil was fierce, it was just a heart devil after all. It could disrupt Ning Fan's mind, but it could not change his will. Although the wind and snow in front of him were the same as 7 Apricot City, but the more he carried, the harder it was to turn around, the harder it was to turn back. Although 7 Apricot City is good, it is hard to go back to those days. The bewilderment in Ning Fan's eyes slowly disappeared. Rays of light flashed across his eyes as he got rid of his inner demons. His mental state was getting closer and closer to the divine transformation realm. With a single step, he traversed the wind and snow, the winter plum blossoms, and all the past. It was as if he was severing the mortal. His footsteps were firm, and every strand of his aura was retracted into his heart, simple and unadorned. From a mortal to a nascent soul, with each step, his aura became sharper. From the nascent soul realm to the soul formation realm, with each step, his aura became more restrained. This was a state of returning to one's natural state. Following behind Ning Fan, Lu Wan-er's heart trembled as she looked at his frail but reliable back. Gradually, she had an illusion that Ning Fan's chi was gradually becoming as weak as a mortal's. Liu Bei. No, Ning Fan. He's about to attain the divine transformation realm. Elder brother once told me that when the aura force of a great cultivator is completely concealed in one's heart and becomes no different from a mortal, that would be the final step of turning a mortal into a god, mortal severing. Lu Wan'er's eyes flickered. The first time she met Ning Fan in the Mingyu Tower felt like it was just yesterday. At that time, Ning Fan's demon power was just at the early nascent soul realm. In just a little more than a year, he was already close to the divine transformation realm. Ning Fan, you are too outstanding. So outstanding that I don't dare to climb up to you, silly girl, what nonsense are you talking about? Ning Fan gently flicked Wan'er's forehead. This intimate action caused the little fox's mind to flutter. Then, she revealed a smile. County Office, Heaven Palace. Without waiting for any notification, Ning Fan and Lu Wan directly entered the inner hall of the residence. Inside the hall, Lu Daochen was looking at a portrait with his back facing the two of them. This portrait had clearly just been refurbished. It depicted a middle-aged heavenly general in the prime of his life. This man was clad in a golden tiger head armor. His eyes were sharp and piercing, and he stood at the front of the chariot with his hands clasped behind his back. 9 demonic beasts with different bloodlines were pulling the golden chariot. There was a 6-headed tree bird, a blood-colored flood dragon, a cloud beast, a giant snake, and a leopard. The golden flame chariot passed by a number of herb gardens that were brimming with spiritual energy. Ning Fan's eyes lit up when he saw the portrait. If he was not mistaken, the golden flame chariot in the portrait was the one Lu Daochen had given him. Although there were many of these carriages in the ancient times, each of them had different engravings because of the different occupants. There's no mistake. The golden flame chariot indeed had a special meaning. You're here, Lu Daochen sounded a little sad. He turned around and looked at Lu Wan'er with a doting gaze. When his gaze fell on Ning Fan, he was surprised. Then, he pondered for a moment and praised. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. It seems like you are not far from the spirit-severing realm. If you enter the dragon pool, you will definitely be able to break through to the spirit-severing realm within 100 years. If you have the help of this old man's pills, the success rate will increase by several times. If you have the power of the cloud platform ancestral statue, after you reach the spirit-severing realm, you will be able to awaken your blood 3 times. Perhaps, your demonic strength will increase by at least 30%. If you have this old man to guide you on the path to the Star Palace, you will be able to obtain the Star of the Heavenly Emperor and reach the mid-spirit-severing realm in 1 step. Lu Daochen's eyes were filled with kindness. He longed for Ning Fan's help. Thus, he threw out all kinds of tempting benefits at the first meeting. If one were to think about it carefully, one would realize that there were many hidden meanings in his words. The dragon pool, pills, the cloud platform ancestral statue, the path to the Star Palace, the Star of the Heavenly Emperor. Lu Daochen tried to attract Ning Fan's interest by talking about the world map. However, Ning Fan just smiled and avoided this topic. He did not immediately talk about the world map. Instead, he pointed at the portrait of the palace. If I'm not mistaken, the painter of this portrait is a true immortal realm expert. In this portrait, the heavenly general standing on the golden flame chariot is probably the demon marshal Lu Wu, who is in deep slumber in this place. Mortals' calligraphy and painting only sought to be similar in form. Those who had a slightly higher realm would pursue the layout. Those who had a higher realm would only focus on the meaning and not the form. However, this step was still not the highest realm of calligraphy and painting. At least, Ning Fan knew that the realm that was higher than painting intent was the dragon's finishing touch, the realm of turning void into reality. The portrait of the middle-aged demon general in front of him gave people a feeling that as long as the painter willed it, the person in the portrait would turn into a real person. The 7 realms of cultivation were all about the word void, after all. True immortals, on the other hand, only cultivated the word true. When one's painting technique reaches the realm of turning void into reality, the painter must be a true immortal realm painter. This portrait was too old and had lost most of its spirituality. Otherwise, it would be able to summon a void refinement realm demon marshal to fight for it with just a thought. This mere portrait could already be considered as an immortal treasure. Ning Fan's heart skipped a beat. This technique of turning a painting into a treasure was truly marvelous. This simple portrait seemed to contain the technique of turning void into reality of that true immortal realm expert. If I can obtain this portrait and comprehend it, it would definitely be greatly beneficial for me to break through to the void refinement realm and void fragmentation realm. From this vivid portrait, Ning Fan could tell at first glance that the arrogant middle-aged man on the golden flame chariot had the aura force of a void refinement realm expert. A demon marshal's cultivation base was hung here by Lu Daochen. It naturally made people think that the person in the portrait was Demon Marshal Lu Wu. Isn't it just a portrait? How can it be the work of a true immortal realm expert? Lu Wanner pursed her lips and smiled. She thought to herself that this Ning Fan is really interesting. Since he is so strong, could it be that his painting technique is also extraordinary? At least, Lu Wanner knew a lot about calligraphy and painting, but she could not tell how extraordinary this portrait was. But what surprised Lu Wanner was her master's reaction. If Lu Daochen was slightly surprised when he saw that Ning Fan's mental state was about to reach the mortal severance realm, then he was astonished when he heard Ning Fan's words. At least, Lu Daochen knew that if the demon marshal did not personally introduce this portrait to him in the past, he would not be able to tell how extraordinary this portrait was no matter how he thought about it. The reason why he looked at the portrait was just to reminisce the memory of the demon marshal. At this moment, Lu Daochen could not help but re-evaluate Ning Fan. This person was not only strong but also shrewd. He was also knowledgeable and had a pair of sharp eyes. Little friend, your eyesight is so strong that I am ashamed of my inferiority. To be honest, this portrait is the relic of the demon marshal. It was indeed given to the demon marshal by a certain painting immortal. If little friend is willing to cooperate with me, I can also give this to you as a reward. Since you can recognize the mysteries of this painting, it won't be a waste for you to own it. Oh. Then it would be impolite of me to refuse. Ning Fan's expression did not change, but he was secretly shocked. He did not expect the word relic from Lu Daochen's words. From Lu Daochen's tone, it was as if he was announcing that Demon Marshal Lu Wu was already dead. Lu Wanner did not like the style of the conversation between the old and the young. She really disliked it. Lu Bei. Master. There are no outsiders here. Why are the two of you wasting time? Can't you just say what you want to say? Ha. Good, good. If you have something to say, just say it. That's how it should be. Lu Bei, let me ask you. The reason why you want the realm map is because you want to enter the third realm to kill Demon Commander Lu Wu and devour his demon blood to increase your demonic strength? That's right. Ning Fan had no intention to hide it. Good lad. If the demon marshal is still alive, as the descendant of the guardian demon general, I will fight you to the death for saying such disobedient words. Unfortunately, I no longer have any reason to fight you to the death. Your wish to devour the demon marshal's blood essence will definitely fail. Just like what I hinted to you before, Demon Marshal Lu Wu had already died countless years before I woke up. His demon blood is also gone. Theoretically, the demon race would not die when they went into hibernation. However, it was difficult to control the time when they would wake up. Lu Daochen did not know how many years he had been in hibernation. When he woke up, he sensed that the demon marshal was already dead. The reason why he could sense it was because something that Lu Daochen had given him was reacting. Other than Lu Daochen, the other 8 generals did not know about Lu Wu's death. The demon marshal of the third world is already dead? Lu Wanner covered her mouth with her hands. She was shocked by this shocking secret. If this news were to spread, it would definitely set off a storm in the Luoyun continent. I don't know whether what you said is true or not. However, I want to know if what you said is true. If what you said is true, I won't gain anything from entering the third world. So, General Yun, what are you planning to do in the third world? Ning Fan's eyes turned solemn. What he wanted to know the most was Lu Daochun's intention. From the beginning to the end, he could not see through Lu Daochun because he could not see that Lu Daochun had any intention or greed towards the third world. I don't have any other intentions towards the third world. I just want to repay the debt of gratitude and save the remnant soul of Lu Daochun. It has been 1,000 years since I woke up from the egg. During these 1,000 years, I have repeatedly divined the information about the third world. All of them are in this jade slip. You can take a look. Ning Fan took the jade slip and pressed it on his glabella. Immediately, a vast and boundless wild continent appeared in his sea of consciousness. It was a rough map of the third world. However, the map did not contain the symbolic structure of the slumbering demon commander, the slumbering egg. There were only paths of stars that connected to the void. Above the void, the starlight formed a vast and boundless maze. This maze was marked by Lu Daochun as the Star Palace. The paths of the Star Palace were complicated and unpredictable. There was only a red dot marked in the general direction. That place was specially marked by Lu Daochun. Ning Fan had a vague feeling that the red dot in the Star Palace was Lu Daochun's goal. What do I know about this map? Ning Fan took a deep breath. The situation in the third world was completely different from the other places where people were sleeping. The Star Palace, in particular, gave Ning Fan a sense of extreme danger. Once he falls into it, it would be difficult for him to get out. Save the remnant soul of that red dot and send it to Samsara. Then, I will agree to all of your requests even if you want my position as the demon sealer of the Luoyun world. Lu Daochun's eyes were solemn. The reason why Ning Fan could not see through this person was because he had been speculating about this person with a utilitarian mindset. As a matter of fact, what this person did was only for the sake of gratitude. Thus, it was difficult to determine his motive. He is the demon sealer, the evil commander who was banished by the heavenly demon realm. In the past, we, the demon sealers of the 9 divisions, were just the spirit of Lu Daochun's golden flame chariot. After the collapse of the heavenly court, our memories were erased and we were forced to sleep. Thus, we don't know what exactly Lu Daochun did to cause the heavenly demon realm to banish us. I only speculate that all of this is related to the star of the heavenly emperor. I have already completely forgotten about the details. The only thing I will never forget is Lu Daochun's kindness. If it wasn't for Lu Daochun, how could I become a demon general in this life? How could I be knowledgeable? How could I be favored by the people of the Spirit King Palace who wanted to grant me a spot to ascend to the 9 worlds? However, after I woke up, I couldn't repay Lu Daochun's kindness. Then, I sensed the news of Lu Daochun's death. This is the biggest regret in my life. If I can't get rid of this regret, I won't have the heart to cultivate or ascend to the 9 worlds. Liu Bei, this old man will entrust this matter to you. Go to the third world and rescue Lu Daochun's remnant soul. Although I don't have Lu Daochun's demon blood, the reward I offer will definitely satisfy you. Are you willing to help this old man? Although Lu Daochun is dead, his soul is trapped in a certain place in the Star Palace and can't be freed. The place marked by the red dot is the center of the Star Palace. The demon race can't enter that place or they will be subdued by the power of the star. You are a human and thus, you have the chance to enter that place. Since you have awakened the royal blood, you can cleanse Lu Daochun's sin seal, and help his soul re-enter the cycle of reincarnation. If you are willing, the reward I mentioned before will be fulfilled. With this old man's help, you will at least reach the mid-divine transformation realm when you leave the place of your sleep the next day. Without this old man's help, even if you obtain the world map of the third realm, you will not have any opportunities in the third realm. The star of the heavenly emperor is a supreme treasure. However, only this old man, the demon commander Meng, has bestowed this item to me. It is the key to the star palace which can be used to subdue this star. Ordinary people would need at least a few hundred years to break through from the early divine transformation realm to the mid-divine transformation realm. However, if you have this star, breaking through to the mid-divine transformation realm is just a matter of time. For the first time in his life, Lu Daochun's murky eyes were filled with a pleading expression. He abided by Lu Wu's teachings. He did not seek the heavens, did not seek the earth, because Lu Wu had once said, "What is not yours cannot be begged." Today, however, he made a request to Ning Fan. Without this person, it would be difficult to save General Lu's soul. Lu Wan's gaze was sincere. This was the first time in her life that she saw her stubborn master begging someone. Ning Fan seemed to be tempted. Putting aside the other rewards, the star of the celestial emperor, and breaking through to the mid-spirit severing realm, were what truly moved him. He had come to the land of sleep for the devil commander's blood to break through. Even though he did not have the devil commander's blood, he had the emperor's star, so his fortuitous encounters were not small. With Lu Wan's face and the great fortuitous encounters, he was naturally willing to step into this muddy water. However, he was no longer a hot-blooded young man after all. He only believed 70% of Lu Daochun's words and 30% with reservations. Even if Lu Daochun did not lie at all, the 30% he would keep as a human being. He could not completely trust a stranger. "I need 3 days to consider." Lu Daochun sighed with emotion. This young man sure is cautious. Considering for 3 days, he probably wants to find out more about me from other sources. This young man's starting point is probably the demon concubine, all right. I will wait for your reply 3 days later. Of course, even if you don't help me, as the 8th general of the Luoyun tribe, you will still enjoy the privileges of reading the scripture tower, cultivating in the dragon pond and awakening your blood on the cloud platform. However, I will only hand over the Star Palace key and the world map to you after you agree to help me and swear the great vow of Heart Devil, of course. This was a matter of great importance. He must be careful. Ning Fan naturally needed to swear the great vow of Heart Devil. As for Lu Daochun, he also needed to swear the same thing. He had 3 days to consider. There was no hurry. With the mind-reading technique, he would be able to obtain some information about the third world from the demon concubine. In the Pure Fire Prefecture, Wang Xiao looked at the 2 broken life tokens with a gloomy expression. Jin Kun and Li Ban were dead. What happened? He had been waiting for Lu Jiefen's explanation in the palace for more than 10 days. Unfortunately, the Luoyun tribe and the Pure Fire Prefecture were quite far away from each other. He would not be able to wait for Lu Jiefen's return within a short period of time. However, before Lu Jiefen returned, a ray of sword light transmitted a message to him. It was a special technique used by spirit-severing realm experts, the sound transmission flying sword. General Wang Xiao, the evil general of the Luoyun tribe, Liu Bei, was audacious enough to kill General Li Ban and Jin Kun. He also killed the pure cloud demon general of my tribe. We must take revenge for this. However, according to my information, the situation in the third world seems to have changed. The Luoyun tribe has the support of the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace. It's hard to shake them. In order to obtain the star of the Heavenly Emperor, General Wang Xiao, please set up a demon altar to open the way to the third world. Invite the experts of the upper world or the demon world for help. In short, do whatever it takes to open the way to the third world. As soon as the message was finished, Wang Xiao's expression turned furious. He crushed the sword light of the sound transmission flying sword with his palm. Liu Bei had killed Li Ban and the other 2 generals. The Spirit King Palace wants to compete with the true Spirit Clan for the star of the Heavenly Emperor? If that's the case, we might have to do as Lu Jiefen said and ask for help. I can't open the way to the upper world by myself. However, if we sacrifice the blood of hundreds of thousands of living beings, we might be able to open the way to the demon world for the second time. This time, let's ask the demon crown prince to help us. Even the Spirit King Palace is afraid of his bloodline. In the misty rain house of the Luoyun prefecture. Under the curtain, the demon concubine was playing the zither with her face covered. However, after a certain demon servant whispered something in her ear, her fingers immediately trembled and the strings of the zither broke. What? The Spirit King wants to send concubine Z to the land of hibernation? Nonsense. This woman has always relied on the Spirit King's favor and is domineering and arrogant. If something happens to her in the land of hibernation, how are we going to explain it to the Spirit King? The demon concubine frowned. If concubine Z came and spoke rudely and offended someone she shouldn't have, what should she do? Chaos. The situation in this land of hibernation is going to be chaotic. I'm afraid a storm of blood is going to be stirred up for the 9 world maps. However, is it really good to open the way to the world of hibernation? The star of the heavenly emperor was a certain demon star of the ancient heavenly court. This star once contained 1/9 of the heavenly emperor's cultivation base. However, as time passed, the power of this star was almost depleted. Its greatest use was related to the ancient heavenly court. The demon concubine felt a little annoyed. At this crucial moment, another demon servant came to report with a strange expression. What's the matter? Demon concubine, outside the Misty Rain Tower, the newly promoted 8th General of the Luoyun Empire, General Liu Bei, requests to see you. He hopes to have a private talk with you. Liu Bei. A private talk? Why is he looking for me? The demon concubine was about to receive him, but her expression changed slightly when she saw the strange gazes of the demon servants. As the Spirit King's concubine, she had never been favored by the Spirit King or even summoned by him. She was only in charge of external affairs and was considered as a high-ranked palace servant. However, with her identity, it seemed inappropriate to meet a man in private. Forget it. Reject him. I won't see him. The demon concubine sighed. On the first day, Ning Fan was rejected. On the second day, the maidservant reported that Ning Fan wanted to see her. She was curious about the reason why Ning Fan was looking for her, but due to her identity, she had no choice but to reject him. On the third day, Ning Fan came to visit her. However, he did not request to meet her. He only told her that he was going to the scripture tower to study scriptures. The Yao concubine found it a little funny. Perhaps he knew that he would definitely be rejected. Thus, he did not even bother to ask for an audience and directly went to the scripture tower. Why is he going to the pagoda? Does a boorish fellow want to study ancient demon inscriptions, learn from Lu Daochen, and become a knowledgeable demon general? No. This person is a human. It is a huge matter for a human to read the words of our demon race in secret. If it was a demon city at the border, it would be fine if the books in the scripture pagoda weren't complete. However, the scripture pagoda in the capital city has recorded the demon codex. Once this person engraved the demon codex and distributed it to the human race, it would be a great harm to our demon race. Lu Daochen knows this person's identity. How would he dare to allow it? Yao Fei's beautiful eyes turned cold. In that case, she had to meet Ning Fan no matter what. This man is very calculative. Knowing that he would not be able to meet me, he used a little trick to force me to meet him. He knows that I value the demon race and despise the human race. Thus, he used the matter of the scripture tower to force me to meet him and stop him from reading the demon scripture. Fine. There are many people in the scripture tower. I don't have to be afraid of the rumors and slanders. Let's see what this man wants from me. I should also inform this man that if concubine Z comes here in the future and offends this man because of her identity as a human, I hope that this man can forgive her. Concubine Z is not like Jean Kun or Li Ban. Once she is killed, the Spirit King will destroy the Rain world. In the scripture tower, Ning Fan sneezed as soon as he stood still. He wondered if someone was talking about him. Suddenly, an extremely good premonition rose in his heart. It was as if a large number of divine transformation realm cauldrons were going to walk right into the trap. Chapter 265. He could freely enter the 9 floors of the scripture tower. Lu Daochen was the only one who had finished reading hundreds of thousands of ancient books. That was how he got his name. There were 1,079 demon characters on the first floor, most of which were the simplest characters. From the second level onward, the number of words recorded in each level decreased, but the difficulty increased. From the 8th level onwards, Ning Fan had already flipped through almost all of the 7,000 demon characters recorded in the Demon Codex. There were even some special demon characters on the 9th floor. There were the words of dragons, phoenixes and sparrows. All of them were the true spirit demon characters. With Ning Fan's experience, he could tell that the true spirit demon characters not only had complicated formation lines but also required the true spirit bloodline of the clan to learn them. Thus, he could only learn about 7,000 normal demon scripts. All the way to the 9th floor, no one stopped him. Until a fragrant wind blew past his face and turned into a charming lady in green feather robe. She stepped in front of Ning Fan and stopped him from reading any scriptures related to the demon language. Have you seen enough? General Liu Bei. Demon concubine, Wu Yan. Oh. Isn't the demon concubine staying in the Misty Rain Tower to reject guests? Why did she come to the scripture tower? Ning Fan withdrew his hand and secretly activated the yin-yang locket. Coincidentally, the monster concubine's heart was in a mess. She was thinking about the Spirit King Palace's purple concubine coming over. Just like that, Ning Fan was able to pry into the great secret of the woman's heart effortlessly. Spirit King Palace. Imperial Concubine Z. Judging from concubine Wu Yan's mind, there were at least 10 demon concubines who had come to Luo Yun for the Star of the Heavenly Arch. Only divine transformation realm female demons can be promoted to be the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace. This means that there are at least 10 divine transformation realm female demons here. These are the best cauldrons. Unfortunately, as soon as this thought arose in his mind, it was immediately extinguished by Ning Fan. Similarly, he had seen through the demon concubine's mind how terrifying the Spirit King Palace was. If he were to snatch the demon concubine from the Spirit King Palace, the Spirit King would be enraged and he would be able to flatten the Rain Domain. However, the Spirit King seemed to be injured. In the Yao concubine's memories, the Spirit King had not left his residence for tens of thousands of years. No one knew the extent of the Spirit King's injuries. Only the concubines close to him could enter the Spirit King's seclusion palace, such as Imperial Concubine Z. However, even Imperial Concubine Z and the others had never seen the Spirit King's face. Ning Fan remained silent. Unless he had a method to secretly abduct Imperial Concubine Z and the other women without anyone noticing, he must not act rashly. There was no such thing as fear in his mind. As long as he could think of a possibility, he would dare to snatch the Spirit King's demon concubine. He would dare to do things that no true spirit demon race dared to do. Ning Fan did not notice that when he was deep in thought, his eyes were inadvertently looking down at the demon concubine in front of him. His gaze fell on her proud and delicate breasts. The Yao concubine's pretty face was slightly angered. She thought to herself that although Liu Bei appeared to be well-dressed, he was actually so frivolous. He dared to stare at her breasts. How rude. Why have you summoned me here? Concubine Yao's tone turned cold. May I ask how much you know about Demon Commander Lu Daochen and Demon Commander Lu Wu, and how much do you know about the Star of the Celestial Emperor? Yao Fei was so angry that she laughed. Was Liu Bei an idiot? Why should he tell Demon Marshal Lu Wu and Lu Daochen what he knew about Lu Daochen? There was no way he would share the information he had gathered on the Emperor's star with outsiders. Why should I tell you? Ning Fan did not answer her. Instead, he held his chin again and fell into deep thought. using the mind-reading technique, he could immediately find out what she was thinking about. The Yao concubine did not have to say it out loud. However, when Ning Fan asked her a question, her heart would naturally give her an answer. Lu Daochen was indeed wholeheartedly trying to save Lu Wu. He even had 3 chances to void refinement realm with blood transformation, but all of them were rejected by him. The Spirit King Palace paid a huge price to replace the complete demon blood of a peak void refinement realm expert for Lu Daochen. With a secret technique, it allowed him to break through to the void refinement realm in a single step. In that case, Lu Daochen would be able to ascend to the demon spirit land with ease after being granted the Star of the Celestial Emperor. However, Lu Daochen had rejected the offer 3 times. It was clear that he was loyal to Lu Wu. After all, even if Lu Daochen obtained the Star of the Celestial Emperor and improved his cultivation base, he would only be able to break through to the late divine transformation realm at most. Through the thoughts of the Yao concubine, Ning Fan could tell that Lu Daochen was wholeheartedly trying to repay his kindness and had no intention to harm him. That was enough. As for Lu Wu, Ning Fan learned that he was once appointed by the Heavenly Emperor of the ancient Heavenly Court to guard the Heavenly Emperor's herb garden in ancient times. For some unknown reason, the Heavenly Court collapsed and all the deities were almost wiped out. The Undying Ones had their memories erased. However, it seemed like Lu Wu's memories were not completely wiped out. He even took the Heavenly Emperor's herb garden and gouged out a Heavenly Emperor's demon star from his left eye before disappearing without a trace. Time flew and the worlds were divided again. The True Spirit Clan and the Spirit King Palace of the Demon Spirit Land asked Lu Wu for the Emperor Star and Emperor Herbs but were rejected. After that, Lu Wu was completely exiled. He hid in this place of hibernation and separated the 9 worlds. Under the isolation of the Emperor's Star, no one knew where Lu Wu was imprisoned. Until the old ancestor of the giant devil clan unintentionally broke the secret realm of the broken world. Then, a certain force in the internal endless sea somehow contacted the True Spirit Clan of the upper world and spread the shocking news. The place where Lu Wu was hibernating was in the secret realm of the broken world in the endless sea of the rain world. That was why the Yao concubine, Wang Xiao, and the others arrived one after another. Ning Fan's eyes turned solemn. From the Yao concubine's mind, he learned that the force in the internal endless sea that contacted the heavenly demon world was the Demon Sealing Palace. The Demon Sealing Palace is probably not as simple as it seems. From the fact that the Pure Flame clan bribed Liu Bei and the Demon Sealing Palace's Chu he met, Ning Fan boldly deduced that the Demon Sealing Palace was actually a force that the Pure Flame clan had used a special method to sneak out of the secret realm and cultivate in the Endless Sea. From the Yao concubine's mind, Ning Fan learned many shocking facts. However, what concerned him the most was none other than the question about the Heavenly Emperor's Star. This Emperor's Star once contained 1/9 of the Heavenly Emperor's cultivation base. If Ning Fan devoured it at that time, he might even become an immortal in a single step. However, as time went by, the power of the Emperor's Star had already weakened. It was already very rare for Ning Fan to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm from an early divine transformation realm. The Yao concubine did not know about the Star Palace, but she knew about a certain use of the Heavenly Emperor's Star. When Lu Wu was alive, he was the one who looked after the Emperor Herbs for the Heavenly Emperor. That monarch herb was said to allow mortals to live forever, immortals to have an indestructible immortal body, injured people to recover from serious injuries, and dead people to come back to life. That kind of imperial medicine might still exist in the Third World. The Spirit King Palace's desire for the Star of the Celestial Arch was just a cover-up. The Arch herb was the real goal. They needed the Arch medicine to heal the Spirit King. The rumors of using the Star of the Celestial Emperor to heal injuries were all a cover-up. If Mu Weiliang, Ning Honghong, and the others were to consume this monarch herb, there should be a lot of hope for them to come back to life. Ning Fan took a deep breath. He didn't expect that he could pry out so much information from the demon concubine's mind. In that case, it was not a waste to invite her out. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile. When the Yao concubine saw this smile, her pretty face immediately turned cold. How dare you? This Liu Bei is really bold. You're holding your chin and staring straight at this consort's breasts, and you're even laughing lewdly. Ever since she joined the Spirit King Palace, she had been promoted from a servant to a concubine. No man had ever looked at concubine Wu Yan like this. She felt that Ning Fan's gaze was like a solid object that was ruthlessly scraping her soft breasts. It was extremely rude, Liu Bei. Did you invite this consort out just to profane this consort? The demon concubine had completely misunderstood Ning Fan. However, the demon concubine's expression changed immediately. Ning Fan returned to his senses and cupped his fists at the demon concubine. I apologize for my rudeness. I have something to attend to, so I'll take my leave first. Thank you, demon concubine, for condescending to meet me. As soon as he finished speaking, Ning Fan inadvertently revealed a smile as if he had gotten what he wanted. He leisurely descended to the 9th floor and left. Ah. He left just like that. This is ridiculous. The demon concubine laughed out of anger. This person invited me out just to ask a few silly questions. Of course, I won't answer them. Could it be that this person invited me out just to admire my body? Especially when he left, he showed an expression as if he had gotten what he wanted. Could it be that he's so satisfied after profaning this consort? However, since he took pleasure in profaning this consort, there was no trace of evil desire on his body. He's different from those lechers who entered the Misty Rain Tower. The demon concubine's anger gradually subsided. She stood between the dust and the bookshelves, casually flipping through the scriptures. She was not in the mood to read at all. Gradually, a trace of loneliness rose in her heart. As the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace, she must be extremely cautious when meeting men. Speaking of which, this date with Ning Fan was the first time she met a man alone outside of a mission. I'm not free. I'm restricted by my identity and it's hard for me to have freedom in my life, she sighed softly. Unknowingly, she had been standing on the 9th floor for a long time. However, gradually, her eyes revealed an annoyed expression. She shouldn't be feeling sad here. Didn't she come to the scripture tower to stop Ning Fan from engraving the demon scriptures? Not good. I've been standing here for a long time. I don't know if he has already engraved the demon scriptures. I must stop him. The demon concubine lifted the hem of her dress and hurriedly walked down the jade stairs. Just as she reached the 2nd floor, she heard the conversation between Ning Fan and the guards of the tower. General Bei. 7,154 volumes of ancient demon scriptures, plus 700 demon scriptures, including Secrets of Demon Spirits, Awakening Dream Transcript, History of the Spirit King, Myriad Demon Tribe Diagram, Book of Mountains and Seas, and the entire Demon Codex, have all been engraved in these jade slips. Despite being a military officer, you studied the Demon Codex tirelessly. This subordinate admires you. The guards of the tower were unusually respectful. He had never seen a demon general who had engraved so many scriptures. Moreover, each of the scriptures had nothing to do with cultivation. General Bei is indeed extraordinary. You're a diligent and ambitious general. You're a role model for me, Luo Yun. Very good. Not a single scroll is missing. Since that's the case, I'll take my leave first. You stay here and guard the tower well. Don't let any rascal steal the scriptures in the tower. The secrets of our demon race must not be known by other races. Yes. The guards of the tower became even more respectful and performed a standard military salute. The demon concubine laughed out of anger again. Other than Ning Fan, a human, who has infiltrated the Luo Yun scripture tower, which rascal has the ability to steal the scriptures? In the entire Luo Yun, you're the only rascal that I need to pay special attention to. It's too late. It's too late. I'm a step too late. This rascal has engraved the entire Demon Codex away, stinky rascal, the next time I see you, I'll definitely make you return all the demon codex to me," the demon concubine cursed softly. Inadvertently, she stepped on the air and fell down the jade stairs. A purplish-black smoke figure floated over and stood in front of the Yao concubine. It gently grabbed her wrist and revealed a harmless smile. "Be careful, demon concubine. With your cultivation base, even though you won't be injured from the fall, you'll still damage the reputation of the Spirit King Palace if you embarrass yourself." As soon as he finished speaking, Ning Fan's eyes flashed with a hint of mockery. He turned into a shadow and left. Each of the demons on the first floor of the tower saw the scene of Ning Fan holding the demon concubine in his hand. Their gazes were filled with praise. As expected of General Bei of the Lu clan, a good man of the Luoyun clan. He even dared to touch the wrist of the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace. How? How dare you? The demon concubine felt that her wrist that was touched by Ning Fan was slightly numb. He even deliberately did not use a trace of plucking finger force to make her heart flustered. Her cold face blushed for the first time. "I've lost my composure. How could I lose my composure today? I've actually been taken advantage of 3 times by a mere foreign race. It's really infuriating." In the Treasure Refinement Pavilion of the Luoyun County Prefecture. In the pavilion, Lu Wan-er felt slightly relieved after knowing that Ning Fan would not have any conflict with her master. Then, she began to forge the Phoenix Wing's spiritual equipment. Outside the pavilion, Lu Daochen was leaning on his dragon walking stick. His eyes were half closed and his expression was filled with satisfaction. Wan-er's spiritual attachment technique is gradually reaching perfection. In the past, her skills were outstanding, but the spirit equipment she forged lacked the intention. After getting to know Liu Bei and serving her, Wan had her first awakening of love. For the first time, she understood how to forge spirit equipment for the person she loves. The intention of the heart is the key to improve the spiritual attachment technique to the profound heavens realm. If Wan-er breaks through to the divine transformation realm, I'm afraid she can start trying to forge profound heaven's spiritual equipment. While Lu Daochen was talking to himself, his expression suddenly changed. Behind him, a white-robed figure was walking towards him step by step. "Today is the 3rd day. I've agreed to your request. However, the opportunities in the 3rd world are unpredictable and the dangers in the Star Palace are unknown. Unless I break through to the divine transformation realm, I will not enter the 3rd world without permission." Ning Fan's eyes were unprecedentedly serious. In the past, the reason why he dared to enter the 3rd world was because he thought that Lu Wu was the only one who was sleeping and the demon marshal was not awakened. Now that he knew so many secrets, the star of the Celestial Emperor and the Emperor Medicine, he was filled with yearning for the opportunities in the 3rd world. However, he also knew that he would definitely die if he entered the 3rd world without sufficient strength. Lu Daochen's expression relaxed. He would repay the kindness he owed Lu Wu through Ning Fan's hands. "If you want to break through to the divine transformation realm, I will certainly do my best to help you." The Dragon Lake was the best place to turn one's demonic power into divinity. "You will certainly be able to break through to the divine transformation realm within 100 years. 100 years is too long. I want to break through to the divine transformation realm within 10 years. Ning Fan's eyes turned solemn. He could not let Su Qiling wait for too long. After all, she only had less than 30 years to live, enter the dragon pool and achieve divine transformation in 10 years. Ordinary people might not be able to do it. However, with the golden blood of the demon marshal, Ning Fan might be able to do it. Chapter 266. The Forbidden Area of the Prefecture, the Dragon Lake. The sky was dark, not because it was late, but because the black mist of the dragon pool had risen into the sky and blocked the sunlight. The vegetation here had withered, and the pool water reeked of blood. However, when he inhaled the bloody water vapor into his lungs, it was like meeting sweet dew after a long drought. It actually improved his demonic power a little. If he could increase his demonic power with a single breath, it would not be difficult for ordinary cultivators to reach the soul formation stage in 100 years if they were to jump into the dragon pool to cultivate. However, the prerequisite was that you had to survive in the dragon pool for more than 100 years. There were also many cultivators whose bodies were shattered by the demonic energy and who died while cultivating in the dragon lake. The smell of blood had melted into the water and had not dissipated. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. The pitch-black, bottomless black pond in front of him was the dragon pond that the demon race of the Luoyun tribe yearned for. Dragon pool. With one step, one could bathe in the dragon and transform into a god. With one wrong step, one could shatter one's body. Danger and opportunity always coexisted. This dragon lake is so deep that you can't see the bottom. However, the deeper you go, the denser the demonic energy in the water will be. The time needed to absorb the demonic energy and break through to the divine transformation stage will also be shorter. Above 90,000 feet was the black pool, and below 90,000 feet was the blood pool, filled with the corpses of the demon cultivators that had died over the countless years. Below that, it is said to be the Yellow Springs, where dragon corpses are buried. It is connected to the veins of the earth, forming a great power. That is why it is called the dragon pool. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. With my mid-deity transformation cultivation base, I can only descend 12,000 feet with the power of bestowment. As for normal cultivators, they usually only cultivated at a depth of 10,000 feet. At this depth, they could reach the soul formation stage in 100 years if there were no accidents. In the past, some of the great cultivators who died in this lake had overestimated their own strength and tried to dive deeper into the lake. As a result, their bodies were crushed by the demonic energy. Some of them were ambushed by the dark beasts in the dragon lake. Liu Bei, you must remember this. The affairs of the world are unpredictable. Act according to your capabilities. Yes. Ning Fan closed his eyes. Before coming here, he had already gathered all the information about the dragon pool. He did not enter the dragon pool immediately. Instead, he stood still with his hands behind his back for 3 whole days. 3 days later, his aura had reached its peak. He took a step forward, turned into a purple rainbow, and leaped into the pool. Dragon Pool Divinity Transformation. Ning Fan had been waiting for this step for far too long. The purple ray of light turned into Ning Fan's figure 3,000 zhang away. The thick and pungent water made him frown, but for the sake of raising his strength, he endured the discomfort for the time being. At 3,000 zhang, the cultivation speed of demonic energy was almost 3 times that of the outside world. Soul formation cultivators in the outside world would usually cultivate in seclusion for 200 or 300 years to accumulate demonic energy before they could break through the bottleneck. If it was here, a demon cultivator with decent aptitude would be able to touch the bottleneck in 80 to 90 years. If it was a lower position, the cultivation speed would be even faster. Achieving the divine transformation realm in 10 years was definitely not an empty talk. However, the prerequisite was that Ning Fan had to dive deep enough into the dragon pond. However, this place gave him a vague sense of danger. It was as if someone was watching him from the dark. It must be the dark beast that Lu Daochen mentioned. Ning Fan spread his spirit sense. Even with the strength of his sword sense, his spirit sense was actually limited to a radius of 100 zhang. The viscous water seemed to be able to block one's perception. In other words, Ning Fan could sense 100 zhang. Ordinary grand cultivators could only sense 3 zhang. Even Lu Daochen could only sense 700 zhang. After all, they didn't have sword thoughts. Ning Fan frowned. Even though the demonic energy in this place was dense, it was far from being unbearable. He took a step forward and his body turned into a purple ray of light, continuing to dive deeper. 2,000 zhang, 3,000 zhang. At the 90,000 zhang mark, the water of the pond seemed to be divided by a clear boundary. The top part was black while the bottom part was blood red. The speed of demonic energy cultivation in the 90,000 zhang black pond was almost 6 times faster than the outside world. In this place, one could achieve the divine transformation realm in 40 to 50 years. The demonic energy that flowed into his body made him feel a little uncomfortable. When he activated his astral spirit, which was at the second level of the Jade Life realm, the discomfort immediately disappeared. I can achieve the divine transformation realm in 40 years here. However, if I go deeper, the time will be even shorter. However, the deeper he went, the more he felt that he was being stared at by the dark beast. It was as if there were thousands of obscure eyes looking at him, making his hair stand on end. When he took a step into the blood-red pond, a dark shadow that was like a blade pierced towards his dantian. It strangely went through the defense of his astral spirit. This black light came too fast and it seemed to be able to ignore all defenses other than demonic techniques. General armor, appear. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. A silver armor appeared around his body. When the black light collided with his breastplate, it immediately trembled. A huge force hit Ning Fan's lower abdomen. However, it did not break his breastplate. Instead, it made the black light feel dizzy and lost its focus for a moment. The black light paused and revealed a small black snake-like beast. Its sharp teeth were coated with poison and it had a pair of wings on its back. It was probably the dark beast that was watching him in the dark. Although it was just a small beast, it actually had a nascent soul realm cultivation base. In addition to its strange speed and defense-breaking ability, many peak nascent soul realm cultivators had died in its hands due to carelessness. Obviously, it did not expect Ning Fan to have the profound earth general armor to protect himself. The ferocious light in the dark beast's eyes diminished slightly and it tried to escape. However, before it could take half a step, Ning Fan had already slapped it with his palm. His demonic energy shook and the dark beast was almost crushed into pieces. He clenched his fist and caught the dark beast in his hand. Looking at the beast, Ning Fan's eyes darkened. This beast is a bit troublesome. Above 90,000 zhang, the dark beast is only at the early nascent soul realm. However, below it, there might be mid-nascent soul realm, late nascent soul realm, peak nascent soul realm and even divine transformation realm dark beasts. At that time, I won't be able to defend against the sneak attack of this beast with my general armor. With this beast spying on him, it would be extremely dangerous for him to venture below 90,000 feet without anyone protecting him. The female corpse and the stone warrior could be sent out to protect them. However, neither of them had any demonic power or demonic arts, so they might not be able to withstand the attacks from the dark beasts. They might even be injured or killed by the dark beast's sneak attacks. From the looks of it, I can only cultivate at 90,000 feet at most. Do I still need to be cautious at all times? As soon as Ning Fan exerted his palm force, the dark beast died. The dark beast's entire body was filled with poison. Even its demon blood could not be easily refined by Ning Fan. While he was hesitating, the exquisite golden flame chariot in his interspatial pouch trembled slightly, as if it was extremely excited. Black Dragon Mound. This aura, it was definitely the Black Dragon Tomb. Fiend, I'm warning you. Let me out now. I can already feel it. This is the Black Dragon Mound. It's a good place for me to improve my cultivation. If you don't let me out, I'll kill you. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with surprise. The thing that was making noise in his interspatial pouch was naturally the Black Dragon, the spirit of the Golden Flame Chariot. From what it said, it seemed to be very familiar with this dragon pond. It even called it the Black Dragon Tomb. Speaking of which, this Black Dragon was a helper with demonic power. It was a mid-spirit severing realm cultivator. If I have this evil dragon to protect me, I won't be afraid of the dark beasts. With a determined look, he patted his interspatial pouch and a small golden flame chariot appeared on his palm. Inside the chariot, the shadow of a black dragon scanned the surroundings. After confirming that this place was indeed the Black Dragon Tomb, it became extremely excited. It couldn't wait to get out of the chariot and improve its demonic power or even reconstruct its demonic body. However, the poor black dragon had already been refined into a chariot spirit by Ning Fan. If it wants to leave the golden flame chariot, it would need Ning Fan's spirit sense permission. Let me out. I know you're afraid that I'll obtain the inheritance in the Black Dragon tomb and accidentally break through to the Void Refinement realm. You're jealous of me. Fiend, I'm warning you again. If you don't let me out, I'm going to fight you for real. When I'm angry, I'm very scary. Noisy. Ning Fan activated the demon seal. Immediately, the black dragon cried and cursed in pain. His arrogant words gradually became honest. Spare my life. Master, spare my life. I was too pleased with myself. I've sinned. Humph. If you speak rudely again, don't blame me for your death. Let me ask you, what is the Black Dragon tomb? Thump. The black dragon's heart trembled. Just now, he was too pleased with himself and blurted out the name of the Black Dragon tomb. This was the secret of the Black Dragon clan. Only he, as the young lord, knew about it. Ordinary demons would never know about it. I don't know what the Black Dragon tomb is. 3 breaths. If you don't tell me the truth, you'll die. Ning Fan was too lazy to talk nonsense with the Black Dragon. 1 breath. 2 breaths. On the 3rd breath, the Black Dragon gritted his teeth and said, "All right. Isn't it just the Black Dragon tomb? I'll tell you. Besides the Black Dragon clan, no one else can obtain any benefits from this tomb." The Black Dragon said proudly. "It seems like my luck is not bad. I thought I was unlucky enough to become a sinful dragon. I thought I was unlucky enough to have my dragon claw cut off and turned into a carriage spirit. But now, my luck has changed. I actually found a Black Dragon tomb. Get to the point." Ning Fan exerted his palm force. The Black Dragon's demon soul in the golden flame chariot was on the verge of collapse. At this moment, the Black Dragon was terrified again. Don't do it. You'll hurt our relationship. I'll tell you everything." This Black Dragon tomb is actually the tomb of a royal ancestor of my Black Dragon clan. Under a special terrain, a secret technique was used to keep the corpse of the royal ancestor immortal. The blood essence was left for the descendants to devour and absorb. However, only members of my Black Dragon clan can obtain this inheritance. Ordinary people can't get it. Hee hee. If the deceased royal ancestor is a heavenly demon, I'll be rich. I'll have no problem breaking through to the void fragmentation realm after absorbing his demon corpse and blood. The Black Dragon's eyes were filled with anticipation. Black Dragon clan, Ning Fan frowned. From the Demon Codex, he knew that the Dragon clan originally had countless branches. However, after the great calamity of heaven and earth, other than the immemorial Lightning Dragon, no other dragon clan could produce a royal bloodline. Before the calamity, the Black Dragon clan was once stronger than the Lightning Dragon clan. Does this mean that this dragon pond has existed before the collapse of heaven and earth and Lu Wu fell into a deep slumber? So, there's a royal black dragon corpse sleeping under it. The second world is very fragile. At most, only divine transformation realm cultivators can enter it. In other words, if there's really a royal black dragon corpse, it would at most be at the half-step void refinement realm. In that case, it's impossible for there to be a heavenly demon corpse that the black dragon was looking forward to. At most, it would be a divine transformation realm demon corpse. I'm afraid the black dragon is going to be disappointed. However, since this place is the dragon tomb of the Black Dragon clan, this black dragon should have many ways to resist the dark beasts. Do you have a way to deal with the dark beasts? Ning Fan asked in a deep voice. Dark beasts? Them? They are just my food. Once I show myself, they will run away. The black dragon said proudly. All right. In that case, I'll cultivate here and you'll be responsible for protecting me. If there's any mistake, I'll activate the demon seal and take your life. Come out. Ning Fan pointed at the golden flame chariot. The black dragon trembled and flew out of the golden flame chariot, turning into his massive dragon body. Ning Fan kept the golden flame chariot and stepped on the black dragon's back. Go deeper. No problem. Leave it to me. The black dragon agreed readily. Inwardly, he was so pleased that he wanted to laugh. This malefic star wants to cultivate in the dragon tomb. Great. This is really great. During this period of time, I'll be capturing dark beasts in the dragon tomb to obtain the inheritance of the royal seniors and strive to break through to the void refinement realm. As long as I break through to the void refinement realm, no matter how powerful the demon seal is, it won't be able to control demonic beasts that are a realm higher than them. He certainly won't be able to control me. All of a sudden, the black dragon was filled with expectations for the future. However, when he crossed the blood pond and entered the bottom of the yellow spring, all of his expectations were dashed. The bottom of the yellow spring was 300,000 zhang. Countless skeletons were piled up in this place. At the top of the pile of skeletons was the corpse of a black dragon that had yet to decompose. From the observation of the dragon blood, this black dragon should be at the half-step void refinement realm when it was alive, which was similar to what Ning Fan had expected. The black dragon's dream of freedom was shattered to pieces. Divine Transformation Realm Dragon Corpse. It's not a heavenly demon. Damn. I'm happy. In this case, even if I really devour this dragon corpse and dragon blood, I can only break through to the peak spirit severing realm at most. The dragon blood is mine. The corpse is yours. Ning Fan smiled and jumped down from the black dragon. With a flick of his sleeve, drops of black dragon blood that were full of demonic power flew into his hand and he swallowed them. The black dragon was in a mess and broke down. Originally, I could only reach the peak spirit severing realm at most after devouring the dragon corpse and dragon blood. Now, I can only break through to the late spirit severing realm at most. I'll fight you to the death. If you make any more noise, I won't give you the dragon corpse anymore. Ning Fan's eyes darkened and he activated the demon seal. The black dragon's sea of consciousness felt a sharp pain and cried for its parents. He thought, at least I didn't help this malefic star for nothing. At least I got the dragon corpse. So what if it rots? It's better than nothing. I'll endure it. I'll eat it. After eating this dragon corpse, I'll cultivate diligently and strive to break through to the late spirit severing realm. Then, I'll eat some dark beasts to replenish my nutrients. Perhaps, I still have a chance to break through to the peak spirit severing realm or even the void refinement realm. When the black dragon thought of this, it no longer felt dejected. Its eyes scanned the surroundings. There seemed to be more than 10 early spirit severing realm dark beasts in the dark. Oh my! These are all delicious dry rations. In the dark, the thousands of dark beasts that were spying on Ning Fan felt a chill down their spines and shivered when they saw the black dragon. The black dragon specialized in eating dark beasts. The fear of the dark beasts was instinctive. In front of the black dragon, the dark beasts could not even display 10% of their strength. 300,000 zhang of demonic power almost burst their bodies. If it wasn't for his physical body breaking through to the second level of Jade Life Realm and the protection of the royal Fuli blood, Ning Fan would never be able to adapt to the demonic power in this place. Cultivating in this place was 30 times faster than cultivating in the outside world. It was not difficult for him to attain the Divine Transformation Realm in 10 years. Seeing that the black dragon had a heaven-defying restraint on the dark beasts, Ning Fan felt relieved. With the demon restriction, the black dragon would not dare to play any tricks unless it was a realm higher than him. With the protection of this evil dragon, safety was not a problem. The only thing he had to worry about was whether the black dragon would break through to the void refinement realm in one go after eating too many dark beasts. Don't be afraid. Only the members of the Black Dragon clan can refine the poison in the blood of the dark beasts. When this evil dragon devours the dark beasts and turns the poison into pure demonic power, I will seize its demonic power and consume it myself. Then, I can suppress this dragon's cultivation base. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. He gave the black dragon a heavy order to restrict its movements. Then, he sat in a lotus position and patted his storage pouch to take out the jade flame grass and the demon marshal's golden blood. 13 complete drops of golden blood and 84 blood traces. These were probably all the demon marshals in this place that was in deep slumber. As soon as the blood appeared, the gloomy expression of the black dragon who was killing the dark beasts and its guardians suddenly lit up. Demon Marshal's blood essence. There are actually so many of them. This is good stuff. The black dragon could not imagine where Ning Fan got so much golden blood from. He swallowed his saliva and dispelled the greed in his heart. No, I can't seize the golden blood of this malefic star. Although the golden blood is good, I am not a match for this malefic star with the demon seal on my body now. Fine. I will give you the golden blood. I will endure it. I will eat the dark beasts as much as I can. It had been almost 3 months since he consumed the golden blood. For 3 whole months, Ning Fan did not move or speak. It was as if he was meditating. His body was surrounded by faint golden light and green flames. He was slowly refining the golden light into his body. His demonic power broke through one armor after another and slowly approached 10,000 armor. When the last trace of golden blood was refined, the demonic power in his body had already reached 10,147 armor. His demonic power surpassed 10,000 armor and broke through the boundary of the divine transformation realm. At this moment, Ning Fan opened his eyes. With just a thought, all the golden light and green flames were absorbed into his body for the final refinement. Demonic power, 10,000 armor. It's time to start condensing my demonic power and break through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. He patted his storage pouch and took out the general breakthrough pill, profound blood pill and separation and reunion pill. Other than these 3 pills, there was also the cloud birth pill. The cloud birth pill could increase the success rate of breaking through to the divine transformation realm by 10%. However, it was a secret pill given to him by Lu Daochen. The 4 pills could increase the success rate of breaking through to the divine transformation realm by 35%. In addition to that, Ning Fan's demonic power reached 10,000 armor and he had comprehended 2 types of intent realms. If he still fails to break through to the divine transformation realm, it would be too embarrassing. In the past 4 months, Lu Wanner had successfully refined her phoenix wings. She was guarding the dragon pond, waiting for Ning Fan to break through to the divine transformation realm. In the past 4 months, the demon concubine would come to him occasionally. Of course, her attention was still focused on the world map and the world passage. In the past 4 months, Lu Daochen held a compass in his hand and used a secret technique to measure the depth of Ning Fan's dive. When the compass showed that Ning Fan was 30,000 zhang deep in the yellow spring, Lu Daochen's face was filled with astonishment. He did not know what method Ning Fan had to dive to such a depth. However, he knew that he would definitely not dare to dive that deep because he was afraid of the dark beast's strength. This young man's methods are still beyond my estimation. The younger generation will surpass us in time. I'm afraid he can really achieve the divine transformation realm in 10 years. 1 year passed. 2 years passed. 3 years passed. In the 7th year, within the Pure Fire tribe, blood light shone as far as 1 million li. Hundreds of thousands of demons lost their lives. The world passage that leads to the demon world was opened for the 2nd time. In the 8th year, the sky above the Luoyun province was opened. Rays of light shone and a beautiful figure in purple robes descended upon the Luoyun province along with more than 10 divine transformation realm female demons. In the 9th year, the flames of war rose in the land of slumber. The demon crown prince conquered 3 tribes of the demon race while concubine Z conquered the 2nd tribe and seized the world map. Other than the 2nd and 3rd tribes which were not conquered and kept their maps, the maps of the other tribes were all lost. Under the protection of concubine Wu Yan, concubine Z temporarily did not seize Ning Fan and Lu Daochen's maps. However, in the 10th year, the Pure Fire tribe set their sights on the Luoyun tribe. 10 years of time seemed to vanish like smoke. After 10 years of arduous cultivation, his demonic power was condensed and he was advancing to the divine transformation realm step by step. In the past 10 years, Ning Fan did not open his eyes even once as he tried to break through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm again and again. In the 10th year, he finally broke through the barrier and his consciousness entered the heavenly Tao. Then, he appeared in a region with a sea of clouds. At the peak of the sea of clouds, there were 3 giant steels. The names of all divine transformation realm cultivators from ancient times to the present were carved on the 3 steels. Each of them had a height that was immeasurable. Below the 3 steels stood a 7 or 8-year-old Tao child. He was holding a horsetail whisk in his hand. When he saw Ning Fan walking towards him, he said coldly, Are you a cultivator of the rain world? Cutting mortals in the sea of clouds, ascending to the heavens to attain divine transformation. This place is the sea of clouds and these 3 steels are the 3 steels of the heavenly Tao. The purple steel is the demon, the green steel is the divine and the black steel is the devil. When the 3 steels are combined, the heavenly Tao will merge. As a cultivator of the rain world, you only need to complete the 3 steps of mortal severance and carve your name on the divine steel to attain the divine transformation realm. As soon as the Tao child finished speaking, he remained silent with an arrogant expression. He had no intention to talk to Ning Fan anymore. As for the 3 steps of mortal severance, he did not give any explanation. Divine steel of the heavenly Tao, the 3 steps of mortal severance. Did my consciousness enter the heavenly Tao? Ning Fan walked closer and his gaze swept across the 3 steels. Inwardly, he was surprised by the number of names carved on the steels. There were actually so many divine transformation realm cultivators in this world. If he carves his name on the steel, he would be recognized by the heavenly Tao and become a divine transformation realm demon cultivator. If he doesn't carve his name on the steel, he would not be able to attain the divine transformation realm, let alone becoming a devil. What does Dong Su mean? How should I become a devil? How should I? The closer Ning Fan got to the steels, the aura of vicissitudes felt like it was going to melt him. When Ning Fan's gaze swept across the 3 steels, he suddenly realized that each of the unfamiliar divine transformation realm names actually had different colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue and purple represented the fate at the end of the Tao path. Most of them were red, orange, yellow, green and cyan. Blue was extremely rare and purple was even rarer. However, what caught Ning Fan's attention was not the purple name but a black name among the countless names on the divine steels. At first, he did not pay much attention to it. However, when he saw the name clearly, his expression changed. Yin Yang Star, Han Yueng. Master. His name is actually on the divine steels. There's no mistake. This name rarely has the aura of Master's carving. I won't get it wrong. But why is it black? Why is the color of Master's name different from others? Could it be that this is the key to becoming a devil? Ning Fan's gaze swept across the 3 giant steels. Gradually, he noticed that there would occasionally be a black name among the tens of thousands of names. His gaze fell upon the arrogant Tao child. Although he looked young, his bone age was actually more than 1,000 years and his cultivation base was at the late divine transformation realm. Ning Fan withdrew his gaze and cupped his fists. May I ask why the names on the heavenly Tao divine steels have different colors? Oh. You can actually see the difference in the colors of different divine steels. The Tao child's expression changed. It was because the color represented fate. Ordinary cultivators could not see it at all. Normally, only true immortals could see it. In the immortal abode where the Tao child belonged, only 1 out of 10 void fragmentation realm cultivators could see fate. As for those below the divine transformation realm, only 1 out of 10,000 could see fate. All of a sudden, the arrogant look on his face vanished. He kept his horsetail whisk and cupped his fists at Ning Fan. Fellow Taoist, you have an extraordinary eye. I'm from the Black Tortoise planet of the void world of the Northern Sea Heaven. I'm the Tao guardian child of the Immortal Emperor tablet-wielding Immortal Emperor. My Tao name is I Ching. May I know your name, fellow Taoist? A late divine transformation realm cultivator with a bone age of 1,000 years. This Tao child named I Ching could be said to have an outstanding aptitude. Even on the Black Tortoise planet, he was considered quite famous. There were very few outstanding cultivators in the Black Tortoise planet who could catch I Ching's attention. Today, however, Ning Fan's eyes lit up when he saw I Ching. This young man has yet to reach the divine transformation realm, but he was able to read the color of fate. He is really extraordinary. Such a talent is worth befriending. I am Ning Fan. Ning Fan cupped his fists. It was meaningless to conceal his name in front of the Tao steels. The 3 steps of mortal severance was used to engrave one's name at the divine transformation realm. Thus, one's name could not be concealed. Throughout history, there were many divine transformation realm cultivators who could attract the attention of the Tao child. However, Ning Fan was one of them. Fellow Taoist, since you can read fate, I'm afraid that you will need Senior Sister Bei Li's help to engrave the steels and condense the fate brush. The Tao child took out a green talisman and chanted. It had been 13 years since a divine transformation realm cultivator could read fate. The Tao child could vaguely feel that the sea of clouds would be shaken by Ning Fan today. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.